He's going back to Cali.
Doing this instead of playing the song. You're an awful friend. Oh.
Is it really that faint?
No, I was trying to figure out what the song was.
I haven't heard this in hella long.
I hope it's not super low and y'all just not telling me though. Episode 65 Focus Podcast. We back.
Honestly, the fact that you got it to play this week is a win. So that's all that really matters.
Bro, what made you think of this? I haven't heard this in years.
I don't know. It's a good song. I remember when I first heard the song, it was horrible quality too. But to hear it now, like clear and everything, it's like pretty nice.
Is it on streaming?
Yeah. Yo, you know whose library is like not on streaming though? It's like super disappointing.
Oh shit! Let me guess. West Coast or East Coast artists?
East Coast.
East Coast.
I'll give you another hint. Atlanta.
And East Coast. Oh, and are they from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, Walker.
No, is his bad on streaming too?
Well, I don't know. No, I don't know because I know they was missing hella of his stuff when they like all did the
Shorty Low.
Oh yeah, they took the first album off. I forgot about that.
Only thing that's up there is the single for like They Know. That's it.
That's actually surprising.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because I was gonna play Foolish this week, and I was like, it's not on Tidal. I guess I could play it from YouTube, but I don't know. Like
Foolish.
Hell yeah.
He had some songs on this though. I never listened to anything else besides that first album, but he definitely had some songs.
I just know the singles, man. He had some bangers.
He had like what, 4 straight dope singles or 3 straight?
I don't know. And he had some features too.
Because They Know was the first one, right?
They know.
Hard. They Know.
Obviously, Laffy Taffy was the first one.
Yeah, that's D4L. They Know.
It's crazy. That's the same guy.
Dun, 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 dun. Wasn't that him?
None at all. Yep.
Yeah, that's on Apple Music. But yeah, They Know, and that's the only thing on there.
And
Foolish is on here.
What was the other single? Did he, or was it just those 3?
He had They Know, and they put it out 471 times. So maybe you're just thinking of every other remix of that song.
They Know, dun dun.
Yeah, got him for the low.
I'd have to
do not recall.
Damn, that was a time, man. R.I.P. Shorty.
I played the Foolish remix this week. I was like, I don't think I like this. I like the normal one. Too many people on the remix.
If I die prematurely and you guys don't give me a going home like they gave him.
Jim Jones. Was Fat Joe on the remix?
No, it says Ludacris, Young Jeezy, Plies, Lil Wayne, Khaled, Birdman, Rick Ross, and Jim Jones.
God, that's a lot of niggas. Okay.
I love that it was always the same group of people on them remixes. Like the only person who was like Ace Hood.
That's the Miami house, like whatever Miami Khaled house group. Literally everybody but Fat Joe.
Yeah, whoever was kicking in Miami that weekend got on there.
And look, it says the music video included cameo appearances from Pitbull, Jadakiss, and Ace Hood.
Well, it's not going to say
on the song. That day.
They're like, nah, you don't got a verse for this. Go do something.
Like, I don't think we could put out a 9-minute single, Shorty.
I'm surprised Jadakiss never put a verse on Pop Bottles. I thought they was going to at least do a remix and he get a verse on there, but
what if he should have put a verse out on the verses? I'm sure he has a verse that he did that it's not on the song.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does. Cause they sampled him on the damn for the hook. I'm surprised because that was like during like the mixtape era too. So I would for sure thought he would have like at least like freestyle over that on one of those tapes because that was like the drama tape he was still doing. The Champ is Here. That was around that time.
Is that the one where he had hair on the cover for the first time?
Nah, that was Consignment. He had hair out of nowhere. I remember that.
That shit was hard.
That pissed me off.
That did piss me off. I'm like, nah, come on.
And then he was breakdancing like a couple of years later. Like, what is this? What's going on?
Jadakiss and Styles P both have a great rebrand.
Oh shit!
Just old.
Wow, I'm looking at this cover. That's hilarious.
Was I right about the mixtape Consignment? Was it that one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's the first one that he had hair on, but he has hair.
Hey, we're all over the place right now, but I got to show y'all this because I just opened my YouTube to get to something for the first topic. And for some reason, this was inside my recommended things.
Oh, boy. Bree got home and started going crazy on your YouTube?
Nope.
Oh, fucking Christ. Why is this on recommended?
Look how skinny my face is.
You do look like a different person.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Where's Tyrell at?
Girl, what's good? What's up, bitch?
Oh my god, the mohawk.
Bro. Wait, did you have that? Damn, I forgot you had a mohawk.
Problem 5 this year. Nigga, but we went 6.
That's advantage, right?
Yeah. We used to be
Dude,
on
I
his
tried to go
webcam
by
recording
Vontae's
random
house
shit.
today. This motherfucker didn't have
This
it.
right here. My man DP.
Oh my
right
god, I
here.
just spit whiskey in my eyes.
Show your face.
So we went 5-5 this year. Look at that big ass cup of oatmeal.
Hey, I got the relic when you used to have to wear your house key around your
That
neck.
shit was 2 gold too. That shit was Sunny D.
You know how we do. Just
Oh my god,
get on
dang.
bitches and- Hold on, grab the camera. Hold up.
He's hold up, I can grab the camera. What are you playing? Halo?
What the hell is y'all playing?
Halo, I think.
I ain't in the bag.
Oh my god, y'all really gang members.
Jerseys, dude. Then got the soccer jersey. That kind of ain't all that cool.
Man, me and Tyrell are suing you.
When he had Ebony jersey on his wall. Oh lord.
We put a cease and desist on there.
Just play football and get on the hose, man. You know how we do out here.
We
I
just
thought
like to
somebody
play
shoot a
football and
gun
get
off.
on hose.
Hey,
Usually,
yo.
like,
I
work
didn't
out
miss
your
it off.
chill today.
Bruh. Hey, do you guys still have your half of your helmet?
No, I never got one.
You know, that B gang.
Really?
Feel me?
It was the wrong year, yeah.
Red Sox.
No, they did that the year before your class too, though, didn't they?
No, I have no idea where that thing is in.
I know Tyrell knows. Tyrell, do you remember that?
Do I remember if they did it my freshman year? I don't
They
fucking
did it
remember.
with you?
Show them the false
They
No,
did
they
it with
didn't
you,
do that with
Tyrell?
my class. No.
One
they
more
didn't.
time, the false
I don't
helmet.
remember what it was.
Oh, they really cut our helmets in half and gave half of it.
Yeah, man.
We made it just as close to state as them niggas.
Oh, we want to see what else Jamal got going on right here, man.
Jesus Christ. This is what a rabbit hole to fall
He
down.
streamed Tomb Raider.
Did
Hold
I?
on. Yep.
This nigga's on my YouTube channel. Oh yeah,
Where's that jersey review, bro?
I don't even remember. I might delete that shit, honestly.
Oh,
Or I might have taken it down,
oh.
honestly, because I feel like I
Jamal-
won't delete it.
Jamal and Blake boxing got 200 views.
yeah. I don't know why. All right, there's nothing else cool up here. Okay.
Ooh,
If you're watching the video and want to see me and Jamal when we
Oh.
were 15, 16 years old,
they cut
go
our.
watch the
They
video.
really cut our helmets in half. Like, here, you know, what we should give these guys. I wonder what they did with the other half.
Put it on somebody else's.
That's definitely what they did, huh?
Yeah, because they took like the shitty helmets and cut them in half. It wasn't like good ones.
Tyrell,
I
I'm on
feel
your
like-
channel. You have a scheduled Madden stream for what is this, September 10th, 2019 that you still haven't done?
That sounds like when I was in one of them leagues where we like were forced to stream our games, and I must have like just not ended
That's
up
because
playing it or
niggas used
something
to
like
be
that.
cheated.
Niggas did used to cheat. I remember when me and Jamal were in that 32-man league, they were like, you got to stream every game, even if it's against a computer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I remember one of those leagues. Nigga, I went like 3-13. I think
it was
the best I
that.
ever went in one of those was like won like 6 games one year, maybe like 6 and 10.
Yeah. I remember winning like 8 games. I won my last game of the season on a block kick return for a touchdown with TJ Ward. He's one of my favorite players in the league after that.
Dog.
TJ Ward. All
Yo,
right.
remember he blamed
He blamed cancer for COVID.
he blamed Ron Rivera for having cancer. Like, yo, just because you don't want us to get the vaccine, maybe you got cancer because of what you did back in that day. I was like, wait, what?
He said,
wild.
oh,
No, it was
yes.
something crazy like that.
He's
Yeah,
still
no,
in the
that's no.
Hell no,
That was his last stop. That was his last straw and his last stop.
dog. It was hella random.
It's a bold move.
Ron,
Wow,
Blame
boy.
someone for their cancer.
Rivera was like, yeah, I've had cancer, so I prefer my players get vaccinated. This thing like, you got cancer because you did stuff back in the day.
Although there's absolutely things you can do to heighten your chances of getting it, you still don't say things like that.
Dog, it was out of nowhere too. That's why it was so crazy. But
Yeah.
you know, shout out to TJ Ward, Super Bowl champion.
Tune into the podcast, TJ Ward.
Hey man,
You at home.
Oregon legend.
Mm-hmm. All right. How's y'all everybody's week's been, man?
Unremarkable, to say the least.
Yeah, just a regular week of work. Honestly, been having to work a lot because we got so many damn routes down for work. People retiring and
Prime
calling-
Day coming through, kicking that ass.
Yeah, but Oh man, I'm about to miss the whole Prime wave because Prime Day that's probably gonna hit this week.
Yeah. My stuff's scheduled for tomorrow. I got one package today.
Yeah, they were asking for volunteers for this Sunday. I was like, I won't be here.
Call Jeff Bezos for some volunteers.
Fuck out of here. Volunteer my ass. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Actually, shout out Jeff Bezos. Sponsor the podcast.
No, he might be the reason he get a team back in Seattle. So.
Oh yeah. Please, dude. People are not trying to drive to Portland every time they want to go see a damn NBA game.
Nah, man. I got a question. This happened something that happened in my week. When y'all, okay.
Did you have that moon cricket?
I was reading the Ron Rivera tweet. That shit was worse than expected. He said at some point you gotta pay for them vices. Jesus Christ. All right, sorry, go ahead.
All right. So chapstick, right? Something normal we all carry, something normal we all have. You're having a conversation, another man, you apply chapstick during the conversation. Is that strange?
No, not really.
It's not, but it's funny you asked that because that's one of those things that just like as an
if you
American
look me
man
directly in the eye while you're applying it, then it's weird.
But if I'm having a conversation with you, I tend to look people in the eye when I'm talking to them or when they're talking to me.
Yeah, but like if you're just like
hey, come on, dog.
I did that to somebody today, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it afterwards. Like, I wonder if you thought that was weird because it seemed like you thought that was weird.
Hey, he thinks you're trying to fuck.
Like he paused this conversation when I took it out and started to put it on.
I've thought that every time I have to put on chapstick mid convo, and I'll usually do the thing where I'm like looking away while you're still talking. But I feel like if you start doing something while I'm talking, I'm probably gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Oh, okay, you're putting chapstick on. So I probably would like hesitate for a second. But no, I don't think it's weird, but it's definitely something that crosses my mind, and I can definitely see why you're like, "Damn, see." You think I got ulterior motives by moistening my lips mid convo?
Nah, man. Like, I was
because if I lick my lips while you're talking to me, and it's not like in a creepy way, you're not be like, did this nigga just lick his lips? Like, what's going on? It's not.
Yeah, no. Okay, it's just me, not me.
It's funny how American culture has like made us just have to like ayo everything in our head. Like is it
American culture or is it just our culture?
No, man.
No, I think it's American culture.
Might just be men in America or something. I don't know. But there's like shit that's like, okay, so I saw these pictures today actually of I don't know if you guys have been seeing the news going on in Sri Lanka. Like they like took over the prime minister's house, like they revolted and kicked him out of. Yeah, they was in like swimming in his pool, like laying in his bed, like cooking breakfast in his kitchen. Just they kicked him out the house and they was running that shit. But either way, it's like in their culture, they're like what is it? So social distance norms, like the norms of like how far and close you are from different people, or even like men to men, it's very different than ours. Like, so it's like it'd be like there was men like laying like on a couch, or it might have been like a bed or something like that. But it's like one person's like feet would be like at the other person's head, like just back and forth like that. And like they're all like barefoot because like everyone wears flip flops over there. Somebody had like their legs across another person's legs, but it's like it's just they don't like do the same like keep away from me type of thing that we do over here.
I have seen videos of that, like I've seen like people say like, why are American men so different from men in like other countries? Like they're more like more affection, hands on with each other. I guess it's kind of like the norm.
Yeah,
but I guess it's just a cultural thing.
It's kind of no different type of shit. It's just that's just what it is.
Yeah, but that's I don't
talking about how like African men just like hug each other. And I'm real cool. One of my African coworkers, when he sees me at work, let's say I'm like sitting down repairing something, he'll come and like, "What up, bro?" and like wrap his arm around me. And every time I'm like, "Why are you doing that?" But it's like in his culture, it's normal to like you see your friend instead of like shaking their hand, you give them a hug. Like,
yeah,
it's very much different than what we do over here.
See, that's not too bad though, bro. Like that other shit.
Jamal, if I seen you and every time I saw you, I gave you a hug. Like, get off me.
Yeah, like I can see
like France, like kissing on the cheek or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck that. Don't fucking don't put your fucking face on me.
Jamal would slap the shit out of me if I tried to do that.
Unless I'm dying, drowning, you gotta like that.
To be fair, I think that's like close friends only. I've been to France, I think 2 or 3 times, and that's never happened. So I think it's people actually close to one another do that shit.
Yeah, fuck that. Don't give me none of that shit. I'm cool.
Shoot a
like
nigga in
people
the
like
foot.
space, man. Like, yo, people like their space. Like, yo, man, like
In our culture, yeah. In other cultures, less so. I think it's like that. A lot of Middle Eastern cultures with men too, because it's like most of the men are who are out and about in society all the time, and the women tend to be like at home, like ducked off and like covered in 50 blankets. Like
yeah, they don't be wanting them to do shit, but they can get a homie 100 hugs.
They be thinking
tripping them all.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man.
Oh, your
Nobody see my
microphone.
bitch.
You must waste the funny. Your microphone's tripping.
Nah,
hold
shit.
on. I wonder if we turn off his echo cancellation. Nope, didn't matter. I didn't know what's wrong with his computer that his shit just decided to do that like 10 minutes in every week.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can't hear you now. You're muted.
You're still muted, bro.
See, you got to fix your mic connection now. We can't hear nothing you saying. You just talking.
Muted and it's on your end completely. Like we can't hear you at all or help you.
Hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Nah, I'll feel Jamal.
Okay.
Jamal was just talking about how he when he went to Africa as a kid. No, I'm joking.
All right. This nigga's lying. Don't even let him finish his bullshit. Fuck out of here. I do want to go to Africa within the next 2 years, though. No, I was saying Middle Eastern niggas be like, yo, I can give my homie 100 hugs and give him piggyback rides, but can't nobody see my bitch hair. Am I lying?
No. 1 + 1 does equal 2.
Yo, you know what's hilarious?
Good.
This is super funny. There was a woman at my job, and she used to wear like the hijab and everything, whatever. And I thought it was like super odd because I was like, yo, why is this white woman wearing a hijab? Because I just thought it was like super weird. But then like
you realize everybody could be Muslim.
I was like, huh? But then like I seen like her husband, and she's married, so she got an African husband. I'm like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
And she can't like talk to nobody. I remember like we used to like go to the little Mexican restaurant like across from our job, whatever, after we used to go get drinks and stuff. And I remember like one of our coworkers said, hey, such and such, I almost used their name. Hey, you want to go with us after we go there and get a drink, whatever, just hang out after there? She's like, no, I'm just gonna go home and hang out with my family. Like, damn, bitch, all right, well, fuck you then. Because you got 20, just because you got 17 minutes to be home before you get fucking suplexed. But it is what it is. Domestic violence is bad, though. Let me clarify that. Yo, hitting your partner is not good. Even though I made a joke, it was not appropriate.
I be feeling a way though, because like they're if I tend to walk past somebody who doesn't know who they are, like I try to acknowledge them, like say hi, or like hey, good morning, or whatever. It's that time of day. And like there be some of like women who are that's their culture, their religion, or whatever. They like work at the grocery store here or whatever, and I already know because of where we are, people are gonna be looking at them crazy. Period. And like it'll be like they have like the get up on. I think it's a burqa, right, where it's like only your eyes are out. It's like that type of shit, and it's like I know people are looking at you crazy, and maybe someone that's bold about it is gonna say something crazy to you too. So it's like the least I can do is acknowledge you as a human and say like good morning or whatever the right salutation is for that moment. But at the same time, it's like me, like a man, like maybe I shouldn't say anything to her at all because that might be.
You gonna get her fucking triple suplex, nigga.
That might be bad for her. Like maybe like she doesn't want me to say anything to her at all either. So like,
don't work in public. The fuck, go be a janitor or something.
Right or no?
She was like stocking the shelf, so it's like the closest thing to that. That's not actually.
No, it's not. Hey, you can't be around people and expect everybody to not just talk to you.
I was there in the early bird hours as well.
Okay.
And you know what's even funnier? Like she stopped wearing the hijab like out of nowhere, but she's straight.
That's not a guarantee. That's what we all imagine. That's what we hope. But that's not.
No, like she dead ass is.
He's talking about the lady he worked with. He's talking about the lady he worked with.
I'm not talking about like heterosexual.
Blake, he's talking about the lady he worked with. Stop.
Oh, you're talking about one specific person.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying like they're all Hershey Kisses under there, man. It's just, like no, it's like that's not how that works. They're humans, like so. No. There's some hits and some misses. Like
no, she's straight.
All right. Speaking of shit that was hidden from human eyes for a long period of time, did y'all see the pictures from the James Webb Telescope this week?
I did.
That is how you do a segue, my brothers.
A great segue. I did. Hey, that shit was crazy as fuck.
Shit is insane, right? Like we have this technology now that allows us to peer billions of years back into the past and sort of get a picture at the universe's creation and shit, like, right? So I don't know if nobody saw those. I mean, I can pull them up on the video here. You think it's worth it? Should I do it?
You should, but it won't be as good quality as if you pull it up on your own.
Shit, show me. Let's get my reactions.
If you live on Earth, you need to see these pictures. I feel like it's very important.
Do y'all think there's other forms of life out there in space?
Yes,
we're gonna get to that.
I feel like I feel like if you think there isn't, you're a jackass.
if you think there isn't, you're absurd. Yeah. It's wild.
Dog, come on, think of how big it is, bro. Pause. But
no, you did that.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
It is crazy. I've seen a comparison of like the Hubble's Hubble's telescope or whatever when it was taking its first pictures of like certain planets, and like here's a picture of Saturn in 2002, and here's the picture we got now, and it's like this gray fucking blob, and now it's like you can see somebody's satellite dish on top of their house on Saturn or some shit.
Yeah, I guess this will be a little less impressive if we don't have what Hubble kind of took of this and what it is on here. But either way, so that's obviously the scale down there in the side part. 2 light years is how big that bar is. So this right here is massive. Like there's thousands of galaxies within this, probably more than thousands. This is one field that it took. That's a zoomed in part that doesn't have any type of
the picture with the super orange looking shit is so tight.
Yeah. So this is actually the same area where the pillars of creation were photographed from. I'm pretty sure it's a very famous photograph from the Hubble telescope. This is a new one with a lot more freaking detail, and these are the actual size images as well. So I can zoom in like crazy on these, but this is already in 4K, so it's like kind of crazy.
I know there's holes out there.
Hell yeah!
Hold on. We'll get to that in a second.
There's hoes out there. Fuck that.
I know for a fact there's hoes out there.
One of my pictures got messed up. Okay, there's 2 more pictures, but for whatever reason, it's acting like it can't view them. Really?
It's crazy too, because I know I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about it. He's like, that like floating matter you see is like what made everything. Like that is you as well.
Yeah, it's the dust of creation.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
to be able to see that.
So y'all are in the like. Obviously, let me state this too. I'm in the belief that there is life somewhere out there. But I wanted to ask you guys: have you ever heard of a Kardashev scale?
I googled it when I saw it on the docket and didn't.
No, you didn't before that. Let me explain it if you have. Okay, Jamal, you?
Nah, hell no. I don't know what that is.
You know better.
So there was this scientist. His name was Nikolai Kardashev, and he came up with this thing called the Kardashev Scale, and it's just basically sort of an idea of like different classes of civilizations, and it's based on the civilization's ability to let me make sure I read this right, on the amount of energy it's able to use, right? So when things start out like just period, like bacterial life or whatever like that, that's going to be like a 0.00 on the Kardashev scale. But like when you get to the point of like you're able to use your own muscles, like that's like a 0.0001. You can use your muscles to create fire. That's like a 0.1 or whatever. And either way, humanity, like where we're at right now, it's a 0.7. And I'll share this screen too so people can read this if they're watching the video.
Pivot to video.
Yeah, it's cool. So either way, there's a very good YouTube video on the channel, like Cars to Get or something it's called like that, where they break this thing down with like all these cool graphics, and it makes it very easy to understand. But either way, so a type 1 civilization, which we are probably on path to be like in a couple hundred years, they can harness all the energy that reaches their home planet, right? And the equivalent of that, like for Earth, would be like if we move to like nuclear fusion being our default power source. Right now, the only nuclear place that we have use nuclear fission, which like creates nuclear waste and stuff like that. Nuclear fusion does not. Nuclear fusion is the same process that the sun uses to keep burning like that, right? Type 2 would be what you took. Go ahead.
No, I said that's crazy.
Yeah, type 2. So we basically have the ability to create our own sun if we did that. Type 2 is capable of using all the energy like radiated by like their own star in the galaxy. And so like with that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like a Dyson sphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's theoretical at the moment, but it's like a mega structure where it's like you conduct like you make like a giant like sphere around your sun that like harnesses energy from your sun, or you can do it like an array of mirrors that are positioned around the sun, but it's like a super solar conductor type of thing. That would be like a type 2 civilization would be capable of doing that, because now you can use all the energy the sun generates in order to do whatever it is you need to do, and that allows like humanity to travel further, so you can colonize all the planets in your solar system. You can probably start terraforming planets at that point. That's like hundreds of thousands of years of,
on some X-Men shit.
Yeah, it's like 100,000 years away for us though. Like, so
that's so true.
And type 3 would be like you can do that for everywhere in your own galaxy. So you can harness everything in your galaxy. It means you can, like, every single planet in your galaxy, you're capable of like extracting power from those. All the stars in your galaxy, you have a system in order to pull power from those. And that is like extremely far out there, because you have to be able to travel extremely far distances, which requires the energy from the type 2 in order to do that. And so it's pretty out there. But this video, like, so it broke down that, like, because back to the topic of life out there, right? If it's saying basically that if there is life out there, they're probably at most a type 2, but most likely a high type 1, because we would have seen something left over from them if they were within the Milky Way at least. So they could be outside the Milky Way, but if they were of the advancement level that they could like harness like the power of a star, that would show up in pictures that we saw of stars. It would be like an abnormal structure that didn't match anything else, but we haven't seen anything like that in the observable distance that we can see. And I guess the observable distance that we can see within our own universe and what we'll ever be able to get to as humanity, period, it's like 0.000000001 of the entire universe, which is also crazy. Like, we'll never be able to go further than that. Like, the light that we can see right now, like in these pictures, we'll never be able to go there because it's not there anymore. That's been billions of years ago.
Yeah. And see, some of that makes me wonder, like, because, like, you know, you're looking in the past, like, it takes light so long to get to you. How long, like, there could be something happening right now in a place that we don't even know exists yet, that we just don't know, that could be further along. So it's like we're still limited within what we can see because we're looking, like, yeah, there might not have been that billions of years ago, but if this same species existed for a billion years or in a different part or something like that, they could be building shit that we're just not even like capable of building yet, which is crazy to me.
And then, like, it also talked about like just like this is another video. It talked about like finding life in outer space and like how that would work and everything. And just like because of how far the distances are, communication would take thousands of years or whatever, right? Like, if the first message that we got from them or the first signal we got from them, who knows if they're still there by the time we send it back, by the time we try to send something back, right? And just in the general nature of things that live, the things are always trying to eat and replicate and like defend themselves, right? So it almost would be like advantageous for never civilization if they saw that somebody was here to just kill us instantly, because it's possible that we could be a threat at some point later, and like you don't even want to risk that because you can't like negotiate and shit like that. But that's, I mean, I'm not explaining that one well because I only watched that video today, but it's just very interesting. I don't know. There's a good chance like there is people out there that know that we are here. They probably are just hiding from us too, because there's no point to introduce that own threat to themselves.
That's what I was going to say about because, you know, they think there's not other levels out there because we haven't seen these like structures and stuff. They could know like, oh, we need to like not have the same scale as us necessarily, but like we don't want to broadcast that we're out there. So let's build this in a way that's like not visible to others, especially like humans. There's certain types of light we can't see and shit like that. And these different.
That's what the telescope can see it though. The telescope's infrared.
For sure. Yeah, sure. But yeah, that was billions of years ago too still. So who knows? Yeah, all of it's weird. I'm sure there is something out there. And I feel like the only way we're going to advance any quicker than our own stupidity allows us to is like some intervention from one of these outside things being like kind, but they'll fuck around and find out. And if they come here, they're going to fuck around and find out that they don't want to be kind anymore because humans are stupid. And we'd be like, must kill.
They're trying to be nice, enslave aliens, and then it's going to be a wrap for us. That's how humanity is.
So we think that about ourselves, right? But the reality of it is, as technology has gotten better, humans have gotten less violent, right? And so it's in human nature to kind of think that the same thing would apply to other species as well. Especially like, let's say it's a type 3 that's out there, right? Their technology's gotten to a point where if they're probably not violent at all anymore because they're focused on expansion or some other goal that we don't even have in our minds yet because it has occurred to us something that we should do.
Which I don't get how it hasn't occurred to us that we should do it.
Huh?
I don't understand how it hasn't occurred to us that we should do it. We got
because we're not dealing with interstellar travel and like trying to colonize other planets and like we don't know what's out there entirely, right? So it's like whatever their goal is, we might not even be aware that should be something we should be thinking about doing.
We had the space races in the 60s and we were just doing it to try to like, how can we fuck up Russia? And Russia was like, how can we fuck up the US? Instead of being like, hey, how can we like, how far can we go if we work together? Let's click up.
I'm saying that's just part of like natural development though, right? Because right now we're dealing with like planetary human to human struggles and battles of like other cultures because we separated ourselves, we become our own different pockets of people all across this planet, and those become with its own issues, right? But when you become like a spacefaring or star to star faring race like that, what your issues are going to be quite different from what ours are, especially like if it's so empty out there, you're not running into other species all the time. So those type of quarrels and type of like beefs that we have here on Earth are not going to be the same that they have. And then the other part of it too is like if you are like, let's say a type 3 where you're able to go to everywhere within your own galaxy, like all throughout, like from the Milky Way to Andromeda to wherever else, you may see us and it's not worth your time to even interact with this, period. Not because we're dangerous or violent and like that, but it's like the same way like we don't go out of our way to try to talk to an ant. Because in that comparison, we're ants to a type 3.
Yeah, I feel like Mass Effect did a good job of like portraying this of like all those other species or most of them knew that like humans existed in this little pocket and they were just like, we're not worried about them. And once we finally got up there, we try to attack somebody and they were like, all right, we got to put our thumb down on you real quick and like get you back in order. I feel like that's kind of how our shit will go once we eventually get to the point of like being spacefaring. We're going to see like, oh, there was actually a lot of other shit out here that we didn't know about. And we're probably going to try to do the
but you got to like also consider like that image of what like space and space relations is very like human friendly and human centric.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So like chances are if those things, whatever was out there had the ability to not only make the Mass Effect relays, but then harness them for travel before we got to use them for travel and stuff like that, they have zero interest in us just getting there and sitting at the table and trying to give us a place to talk. It doesn't matter at that point. Like they don't have anything to gain from us, and it's like we only can complicate things for them.
Yeah, unless we save the entire galaxy, like John Shepard did.
Yeah, of course, like John Shepard did. Yeah,
could be me. I don't know. Could be me.
That's all. I'll send you the link to this after the year. But like, it's
crazy to see those pictures and like, I don't know. It just puts in that. I guess that's why I'm saying like, it's so dumb that we argue and like have these planetary beefs when it's like how much could we have been accomplishing if for the last like 80 to 100 years instead of us fighting each other, which is natural for like evolution and shit, how much could we have accomplished if like Russia, China, and America were like, hey, send your smartest dudes to Germany every year and we about to come up with some fire shit. Like we could have been off this bitch by now. We about to blow the planet up instead of trying to get to the moon.
It's so difficult that I still don't think even if like the whole planet cooperated, we'd be much further along than we are. Like because a lot of times like our developments in the defense sector are what leads to like you said the space race, right? Yeah. Those are what leads to us progressing to these different things. So it's like I don't think it'd be much different if we all work together at the same time. Like but we might be better off here, like just like from a daily living standpoint. But as far as our technology to be spacefaring, like I don't think it'd be too different.
I think it's definitely a good point of like war is kind of what makes us have these advancements in medicine and in like planetary travel and shit like that, or just travel in general. But I feel like it's because we need all of our smart people to be working on a way to like kill these other people. So it's like we have the brain power there. We're just using it for the wrong shit, I feel like. And the budgets can like our military is spending these billions and billions and billions of dollars every year on the military to like, hey, how do we fuck up these guys or how do we like defend ourselves? And if we took all of our smartest people and pumped all that money, like come up with some shit. And obviously not as like generals, just like come up with stuff. But like, hey, our goal is now to get to Mars. Can you guys all figure it out? We're going to give you an unlimited budget. I feel like they could get further along than if it's like, okay, figure out how to make our jets invisible and silent. Like they're just. I feel like we worried about the wrong things. If we worried about the right things, we could be making
make our jets.
We can get to Mars though. That's not the complication. It's like the matter of like keeping people alive on the way there, and like what the hell? Why would we go there in the first place? Like that's the
exactly.
two things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. Now we know how to get there, and we've learned how to get there, but like we haven't done any of the work to like figure out how to make it sustainable to be there. And if we were spending all of our resources on that versus the other shit, we might be further along in that.
I hear what you're saying. I hear I think I hear with the large picture what you're saying. Like everybody working together gets us further in development, but it's like I'm not trying to shit on that. It's just the point that you're bringing up about like what we would do with that is like moot, because like Mars at this point is nobody's looking to go to Mars to live to Mars. Like it's pointless. They have zero atmosphere, no water. It's brutally cold. They don't have the right amount of gravity on there to be healthy for us. Like there's a ton of fucking issues with like that planet in order to get it even remotely livable. That is more important to probably focus here on trying to make this one like our life here more sustainable. Like getting to live on Mars is like just.
I was using Mars as like just the general example, like not saying like we need to be living on Mars, but that could be a jump off point of like, okay, we got here, now that lets us refuel, hop the fuck up out of there. But yeah, we worried about, and it don't seem like we worried about any of the right things either way, because we're not really even focusing on how to stop fucking up our own shit. We just
I mean, we got the answers. It's just a matter of doing them, and nobody seems to want to. So then that's not unique to the U.S. That's period. Like developing civilizations like China or India in the last half of century, like their main energy source has been coal. And even though everybody knew coal was fucking bad, it's because it was so cheap. So they're not really caring about what's doing to the rest of the planet. They're seeing their people get to a better place than they've ever been before. So it's like, fuck everybody else. We're trying to get to the table, and coal's how we're going to do it. So until like, I guess people kind of, that's not going to stop. Like if you have a way to feed your family and hurt somebody else that you will never see, and you might not be here for it, you're going to pick that option. So
yeah, for sure.
That's just kind of the nature of things.
I thought your chain was an NY. I know who's your shirt at, bro. Like, that's a random ass like pendant for you to have.
Why'd you put the glasses on, bro?
It was just right here in front of my car.
Are you high?
Nah.
Nigga going to LA and started doing coke in preparation.
What time's your flight?
6:40
a.m.
Sir.
Can't even get no Ivers, bro. Damn.
I'm out there early.
What you eating the first time you touch down? You going straight to Roscoe's? Wake up?
I don't even think of that. No, I don't know. Honestly. Probably.
No, I'm just be out there, man.
No, I don't know what I want to eat though. Hopefully, I'm letting Butter just show me around.
I'm gonna need you to show a bit more initiative, bro.
What?
Maybe he don't want stuff for you everywhere. Maybe like he wants you to say what you want to do because like he lives there, so you know.
Don't show me where all the good shit is.
I think he knows Jamal enough to know that that's not how this is going to work.
I don't care, man. I want to see. I want better for my guy. I want him to have an itinerary touchdown.
He's 46.
My back is cracked. No, I honestly don't know. I know I am trying to be in like the area of the where all the All-Star shit is. So I want to see what's going down over there. Since you
when are you gonna finally put them doors somewhere, man?
I have no idea. Oh shit, I can't even hold up.
I hate your guts.
Just buy doors and have them sitting there. It's crazy.
What you talking about me? I'm trying to go to the home run there. I wonder how much somebody will sell those tickets for.
A lot. You might have. I think they have like Florida, like how that's outside the Staples Center. They got like a hangout area. I think they got something like that at Dodger Stadium. Probably go out there and just kick it. I'm sure like the All-Star show will have something set up out there. You go out there and kick it.
Yeah, I'm trying to fuck with that. Well, the MLB All-Star Weekend in Seattle next year, isn't it?
Is it next year?
I think so.
Hey, we got a young killer in the home run derby though. J-Rod, baby.
Is he nice like that?
I told y'all before the season kicked off, it was the J-Rod era. I said it. And it is. Yeah, that man's on the tier. I think he's won AL Rookie of the Month twice.
You can get tickets to the home run derby right now for like $130.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And the good, I mean, you know what? The home run derby, a bad seat is a good seat.
Yeah, you don't need to see nothing but the nigga hit the ball far.
Yep, and they're trying to smoke that shit, so you never know. That might be you.
And they're not even really bad seat. I'm gonna put it up to the camera. You sitting like by the foul post, which is kind of where some of them balls go.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dodger Stadium. They don't got like tall ass bleachers out there. I don't think.
Nah, yeah, it's
all around home plate.
Yeah, you sitting by the foul post for $130.
Yeah, you really might tuck something. I don't know.
Yeah, you catch.
Right,
you make a dive and catch in the stands.
Right field, catch a Juan Soto left-handed bomb. You never know.
It'll be kind of tough. I have to see what's up. So I'm guessing the actual game is Sunday, right?
I think
probably. Yeah, I think it's
so.
Sunday.
Do they have any other All-Star events they do for MLB, or
they
just
do a celebrity softball game? They have the home run derby, and I think that's it.
Pitching contest. Who throw the
no, because they're not going to have those guys just use their arms like that.
That's so cool. Behind the back stuff. I don't know.
There's probably like dinners and all types of other fundraiser type of shits, but I think the home run derby and the actual game and the celebrity game are like three things that are open to everybody. This year they're doing like this thing is called Home Run Derby X though. It's already started, but it's like in different cities they had to have like just regular people like doing home run derbies like all over the world, and it's urban themed.
Oh, what do you mean urban themed?
You know what I mean? Not urban outfitters, urban us.
Hey, there's some names in the. There's some decent names in the Celebrity All-Star game. Quavo and Bad.
They're not going to put Bubs in the All-Star game.
Why wouldn't they?
Nigga said they got decent names. This nigga said there's some decent names in this All-Star game. I'd hope so.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about for the celebrity game. The celebrity.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they got Quavo.
NBA All-Star weekend.
They got Quavo, Bad Bunny. They got Shang-Chi.
Oh my god, dude!
Favorite.
How many All-Star games is Quavo gonna play in, dog? He gotta relax.
Every single one of them. Coyle Ray and her little chicks will be out there.
Who's she?
J.K. Simmons. Yeah, Coyle Ray will be out there.
Okay. J.K. Simmons.
Jerry Lorenzo, the Fear of God guy. Hold on. Action Bronson.
Okay.
CC Sabathia. No game, unfortunately. I don't think he's invited to any games. Guillermo from the short dude from Jimmy Kimmel is going to be out there. Deezus Samero. The Miz.
Okay.
Is it just me or should a Games album have been out by now? But for this press run that he was on,
you would think it was coming out, and especially with the way
every Friday I think I'm gonna see it in the new. It's not there.
I feel like you're the only person to talk about it.
But he's been on this press run for like a month and a half.
Yeah, he's went to like every pro like.
Hey, the last album? Was the last album last year? Was it Born to Rap last year?
Oh, that longer last year. I don't know. Damn. I missed the play the other day, and I was like, no.
You can get into the Celebrity All-Star game for under $20. It's not good seats, but you can get decent seats for like $60. You can go to the whole All-Star weekend for $200.
Though you just got to get in to set up the next thing.
Exactly. Yeah, you could do the whole celebrity or the whole everything up until the All-Star game for less than $200. And the bitches that ain't at the All-Star game, you can parlay that to a little after party or something.
Can you do the FanDuel shit out there? Can you FanDuel out there?
I think so.
No, I don't think it's not legal in Cali.
It's not. No, it's got to be.
It's not. Trust me. It's not.
Damn.
I was surprised too, for sure. I thought for sure like Cali would be on that. Nah, they're not even on that.
Are you about to? Well, never mind. I can't ask you that. I don't think.
But ask me what
about the.
Yeah,
part. No one watches video. The California.
I guess I'll try something. Yeah, sure. I guess I got to.
You gotta hit it. You feel me?
I feel like it's gonna be the same shit that's like out here. I'm not the biggest.
Oh no, they probably got like local like farmers market shit down there. It's like
I will say that they do have better shit down there, and you can get it delivered. They got like Uber Eats for weed down there.
Get that blue back. I got two like food spots actually that I think you should check out.
What are they called?
I don't know the names of it. Well, one of them's Taco Mel, but it's in Compton. I think both of them are in Compton. The other one's like the Fry King of LA. He just makes these boxes of like fry shit, like fries, but like he puts like crab and all types of shit on top of them.
Taco Mel, and what's the other one? Fried King.
It's like the Fry King of LA.
All right, I can search it.
Make sure you go to Fat Sal's too.
The fuck is that?
The sandwich spot that's owned by Jerry Ferrera from Power and Entourage.
Oh, really?
They got good ass sandwiches. Them shits was fire. All right.
Yeah. I saw China Mac and AD go to the both of those spots though, and it was like really fat. It's Mr. Fries Man. Mr. Fries Man, that's what it's called.
Mr. Fries.
It probably is them plates that you be seeing on Instagram. They got like 800 filters on them, but they got like
hella shit on it.
Yeah. They be selling them with get your fries with a whole lobster, 2 crabs, and a bunch of sauce on top. That should be looking good as hell.
I guess I'll try it. Hopefully, I'll try tomorrow. I'll send pictures and stuff.
Okay, all right. Have you decided what fitted you're taking with? This has been the pressing question all day, and you've had no answer for us. We know you're
I
taking
don't wear
hats.
fitted hats no more. I'm not buying size 8.5 fitted hats, bro, just because of my hair.
Ooh.
Which snapback are you taking with you?
I've never owned a snapback.
Do you have an MLB beanie?
What's your rock?
Beanie? I got a Rainiers beanie, maybe still.
That might be problematic too. Just don't even.
If there's a hood out there banging a minor league baseball team from Seattle, they are a pressure, absolute pressure.
Don't do
Dude,
it.
I ain't thinking about bringing my Mariners jersey. I do kind of want to wear it.
Your mic fucking up again.
Yeah.
In the topic of black people's headwear, though, shout out to RIP to actually Willie Lee Morrow. He created the Afro pick, and is this as inspired? He created the Jerry curls. What I was told about him. He also was responsible for the Afro machine. So yeah, he passed away this week. Apparently, actually, he's let's see, he has like some warehouse. I guess it's in LA. They were talking about this in the Corey Holcomb show, but it's like his warehouse is like a history of like black hair products. Period. Yeah, I don't know. He passed away this week. He was 82 years old.
He what was the black woman's name who like invented like the silky press and curl back in the day? He needs the same kind of credit. He needs the same kind of credit as her because the Afro pick is a civil rights staple, is a black staple. The Jerry curl is obviously a staple, but the pick has been a thing. Like my little brother has a pick now, the pick with the black fist in it. Like
it ain't stopping. And I you know what? No one wants to do the homework to find out if we're making any money off of that. I know we're not though. It's gonna be crushing. But like,
I don't want to know.
Some Vice or what's Black Vice? Is there Black Vice?
No, I don't think so.
Someone got to do the deep dive into the black hair care business to find out how little we're getting of that.
I don't even know if I want to know.
I do. I think it will inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs because we have a bunch of people who are like involved in social media and like sharing hair stuff and like doing hair stuff on social media. They'll realize like, yo, okay, it's not enough for me to sell these products through the mailboxes. I need to take over the brick and mortars because right now you already know those aren't us. But not that, I mean, I don't know. I can't say the people that own them are problematic because they definitely are stocking things that we all need inside our community and where no one else is. But at the same time,
I feel like they're typically problematic.
At the same time, like, yeah, it's not us.
It says that Willie Morrow had a net worth of $13 million at his death. So I feel like how long has Jerry curls been away? He might have been getting like residuals from every pick sold. Like he might have been getting a penny per pick.
The Afro Sheen too?
Afro Sheen, but those things I feel like haven't been super popping in like a decade or in like a generation.
They're on every shelf in every store.
Yeah, but people started. You're muted. People started going to the different brands like the Shea Butter brand and shit that is owned by them.
And now, there you go. You're good. Say it again. What'd you say?
He should have made $13 million off the Jerry curl alone, though.
No, I say nah. They definitely be stocking shit that our community needs in all them stores, and it definitely ain't people that look like us.
Yeah,
we're gonna kill them.
Speaking of, hey, if you guys ever go to Walmart and need to look for hair care products, they have all the different hair care aisles, and then it just says ethnic hair, and it's the only aisle in the hair care aisle that has like a lock and key on it, and it's just all the black hair care products. That shit, I never went there again looking for hair stuff.
Yeah, I saw that one time, and I was like, wow, this is. I seen somebody say that. I was like, no, there's no way. I thought someone was just lying on Twitter.
Nigga, that shit said ethnic hair care and had fucking deadbolts on everything.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It ain't like that down here. That sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense. They can't profile everybody down there.
There's this. Yeah, we're half the population down here.
Yeah,
y'all should come join. We have like the worst worker protection laws in the country. I just saw a report on that today, but you should come join. Everything is cheap.
I got the worst what?
Worker protection laws. They use like only what the federal law says they have to use. There's no like nothing here from the state that gives you anything.
So the bare minimum.
So that that means the minimum wage in North Carolina is like $7.25.
Bro, that's crazy. I can't even.
At the same time, things are a lot cheaper here, but it's
that much cheaper, dog. $7.25 is crazy.
Yeah, not if you want to live like
Oh, when we first started working, minimum wage out here was $8.55.
I think it's like $13.50 now.
That's crazy. It's so goddamn everything's so goddamn expensive now, though.
I've been looking more on Zillow though about Washington. I think I found like a pocket that I moved back to be on the west side still.
Where
it's like the pocket from like what is that, like Carnation, Duval, them type of things, like over like on the east side, like above like Issaquah, but below like Redmond, I think. But it's like more towards the mountains.
That's not a bad area to live, and it's not like so. It's far enough away that ain't nobody just popping up on you, but not so far that don't nobody want to come see you.
Yeah, it's very pretty too. And then I was looking there, and today I was really looking at Flagstaff, Arizona, because that I was just looking at places in deserts, and then that place wasn't. It was like in a desert, but it wasn't in a desert, and it's like 7,000 feet of elevation. They get like 100 inches of snowfall a year.
God damn.
Yeah, because it's mountainous. It's stupid cheap out there, and I was like, man, like. A lot of people live here, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. Like, what's going on? And they like vote like heavily blue in that area, so I know it's probably not problematic. State is
Arizona is definitely getting the big migration right now. It's mostly like the Phoenix, Tucson kind of area.
Maricopa Valley, yeah.
I didn't know Flagstaff got fucking. You're fucking idiot.
What did he say?
He said, "Rest in peace, John McCain," and I'm so mad that you said that because like. You don't be knowing shit, and for you to like remember that John McCain's from Arizona, just to throw that.
I mean, I know some shit. Hey,
it's the most random shit.
I got a reason for saying that though. Am I right or am I right?
It had to pop on the timeline, and Jamal know about it.
No, I know. No, I know about him. My dad told me about him. Fuck it.
What he do? What he did? What John McCain did?
He was like, I know he was the senator or something for Arizona, and he like fought super hard for them to not make MLK Day like a holiday out there. So fuck him.
Yeah. I think they were the last state to
and he got captured. He was a war.
You using the big 4-5 angle now.
Yeah, Trump was like, I don't like my heroes to be fucking losers.
Yeah, he got captured and tampered with. That's all I'm gonna say. Fucking rest in piss.
See, you said that you heard the Viet Cong play with his booty hole. Is that what you just said?
I didn't say all that. I don't know where you tampered with.
Tampered with. Okay. Hey, I will say, if you came home and you couldn't put your hands above your shoulders anymore, they might have been doing some freaky shit to you.
They called him Cotton Hill.
He's definitely making smoothies for worms right now.
Hey, speaking of things that Jamal may have heard about, what did Doja Cat do this week? What happened?
What did she do?
Oh, fuck. I seen something on Monday. It was something that was like, people were overblowing it. I don't remember.
Her and Stranger Things. I don't know.
Oh, she like DM'd one of the kids from Stranger Things, I think, asking for another person's number or something like that from the show.
And he like,
it was like 19 or 20.
Posted or something.
Yeah, and then she said he was scum or some shit like that for like
the first kid that got kidnapped season 1. She's like
she called him like a stupid bitch because she was asking for the info of somebody else from the show. She was like 2021. Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, you're
fucking weirdo.
You're a scum." Wow, that's
okay. So now I can fill in what I know. Somebody was saying, like, this is all in comments that I saw on Reddit, that if obviously like, you can just search for his Instagram, the actor is Instagram, and find him. But they were saying like if the Instagram wasn't showing up for her, that means that he blocked her.
She's a weird bitch.
She made comments about it prior to that, and there's a chance that he blocked her based on those comments. Because it was like creepy or whatever.
That makes sense. And he maybe he heard she was in racial chat room showing feet and he didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's weird.
Well, next time, Doja, you can DM me. I'll get you to the right place.
I don't know. All right. What else did I have on here? Did y'all listen to the Bill Simmons podcast at all this week? He did like his trade value list. He's about to shut it down for like 5 weeks till the NFL comes back. Say it again?
No, nothing. What about Bill Simmons' podcast?
I was gonna watch the video.
What did you say? You said a funny joke.
No, nothing.
He said something track 8.
I said Getty Green track 8.
Oh, Getty Green track 8. I don't know what that is.
Okay. When you guys look it up. Now, what about Bill Simmons taking a 5-week hiatus from his podcast?
Oh my God. I do enjoy the trade value list, so I was gonna watch the video, but I started watching other shit, so I didn't see it.
Okay. So let's see. Shoot, let me put this on the screen actually because it's probably be better.
Wow, look at you being host.
That. Okay. If y'all are familiar with this, how he does it basically, it's like So those read the headers for the rules. So salaries matter. So if someone's on a big contract, that matters if they're not like necessarily making up to what they make. Age matters, contract length matters. So it's like someone's on a 1-year deal that's like not necessarily as valuable as having a good player on a longer deal that they're locked in. Happiness matters. Like, can you trade for this player and they actually like being on your team? Bizarre real life trades should affect the list. This is kind of like just referencing the Rudy Gobert situation, how much they got back for him. And I'm not. Oh, so
he said they played 225 cents on the dollar for Gobert. God damn.
Yeah. And then I'm not reading all this shit because the rest of it doesn't matter. There's honorable mentions here: Kuzma, Jaden McDaniels, Caruso, Vucevic. So I'm just gonna slowly scroll down this, and y'all can like point shit out. But I just want to say it's absurd to me. Julius Randle is not on this list anywhere. He didn't make the honorable mentions. He didn't make the rest of the 64 people.
Honestly, he might have just forgot about him, which is funny. But
I feel like
he put fucking Herb Jones on here.
Yeah, I feel like he's not a trade target for most people. Like, I feel like he's kind of entrenched with the Knicks right now, and you're going to have to give up. I mean, I guess you should put him on the list in this case. Like, you're going to end up giving more than I think how the Knicks would value him. You're going to give up more than he's probably worth to your team.
He's only making like $26 million or something like that, and he's like 24, 10, and 5 or something. Like, that's come on.
So why would the Knicks give him up though? Like, do you think the Knicks are like thinking about trading him? It sounds like you got to think about building around him.
No, it just so happens we have a ton of first-round draft picks, so we don't have to give him up. We don't want to.
Because him having like, he has RJ on here, so I doubt he forgot about him. I probably think he's just thinking like, there's probably no, unless it's for KD. Like,
you'll see though. We'll keep going down in here. Upside gang, RJ there. Ginobili's playoff guys.
Josh Giddey. I can't see him getting traded. The Ginobili guys. Tyler Hero's got the weirdest trade market in the league for me right now. Like, because I feel like from team to team, I think Zach Lowe mentioned it. Like, if you ask some people, it's like, oh yeah, he'll probably be an all-star for the next 4 years. And if you ask others, it's like Lou Williams at best. Like, I have no idea. On the right team, he probably is a great fit, but he's probably going to want to get paid more than he's actually worth. Probably going to want to be a role than he's actually worth. If he goes to Utah, he ain't about to be happy at all.
No. Well,
You can go from if he goes from Miami to Utah, he's gonna lose his mind.
I think he might be good in any weather out there. We might be okay. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, the Westbrook. Wait, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaden Ivey, and DeJounte Murray are all in the Westbrook category. That's interesting. I get Brad Bealby in there, but SGA's numbers. Yeah, SGA's just been on like dog shit teams. I feel like obviously we can't say because he hasn't been on a team that's been in the playoffs, and he gets paid a lot of money. I think he's on a max, but Jaden Ivey, Jaden Ivey hasn't played a game.
I think that's what he projects to be is within that group, probably. So,
okay.
I don't know.
I see Westbrook and immediately think dog shit contract first off. So that's
in the way that I guess they also said this at some point that like let's say it's Bradley Beal, right? If the Portland Trailblazers call and say like, hey, we want to trade you Damian Lillard for Bradley Beal straight up, the Wizards are going to be like, yeah, why not? But if the Wizards call the Trailblazers and say, hey, we want to trade you Bradley Beal for Damian Lillard, they're going to be like, hell no. But it's like if someone's below you, then it's like, like you can't get, team that's giving up the below player is not going to want to do that. Just think about it that way.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray. I feel like Jamal Murray should be like probably more up this direction, but whatever.
Damn, he didn't play at all last year, huh?
Jamal Murray being hurt, I feel like is getting him to that category of being underrated. Like
he hasn't played since the bubble, has he?
No, because he tore his ACL at the end of the bubble, I think. Like the last game of them in the bubble. Mm-hmm. So him not playing in that whole time. It can't be because that's 2 years ago.
He didn't play at all this last season.
I know he didn't play last season, but he must have gotten hurt the year before that. He got hurt, I think, in those before the playoffs the year before, because when Jokic got bounced, they were like, they got all into the playoffs and didn't have.
Oh, he's one of the sneaky Canadians.
Oh yeah.
No, that's the bubble right here.
Because 21.
Oh, is this the bubble?
21, 22. He didn't play at all.
So he tore it again.
Yeah, he must have. I do remember him getting hurt towards the end of the previous season, though, for sure.
That's in the playoffs? No, he didn't. Yeah, he's torn in the regular season. Damn. All right.
That's crazy. But yeah, like whenever he's played and healthy, obviously that's a lot of basketball minutes, but he plays and healthy. That boy is a fucking problem.
Absolutely.
And
Ball.
this must have came out before Donovan Mitchell was greenlit to be traded, since he's in the he's worth more than than you category.
It probably just means you're going to give up an arm and a leg, which it appears is the price. I think I saw one we sent. It was 6 first-round picks. It wasn't 7. I don't know why it showed 7 on ESPN. It was 6.
At this point, because when I was listening to people break down all the picks you guys have, it's definitely not as bad anymore.
No,
like not all your picks. You guys got a lot of picks
from teams. Yeah, and protection picks from other people's teams, but teams want those still.
And if you can keep I don't know if it had you guys keeping quickly, but if you kept quickly, or if you kept Randle and Barrett, either way, like I feel like adding Donovan Mitchell, that's great.
Randle, Barrett, Brunson, and Donovan Mitchell and Mitchell Robinson. That's a hold on now, lock in.
You can figure a lot of things out around that.
Also, Isaiah Hartenstein. Let me tell y'all, the same guy who was right about Jokic on the NBA subreddit, who was like gassing Jokic before Jokic did anything. People were calling him crazy, downvoting him, saying all types of crazy shit to him. He's been on the same thing with Isaiah Hartenstein.
Wait, like Clippers, Rockets, Isaiah Hartenstein?
Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, I guess. So this is obviously not really reflective of much, but like of players who shot at least 30 3-pointers last year, he had the highest 3-point percentage in the league.
Sure.
30 is extremely low, but
I feel like he's been on like a billion teams. Let me see.
Just watch out, bro. The advanced metrics for him, the per 36 is crazy, bro. Tell me.
He's been on 4 teams. Yeah, I don't see that happen. Wait, can you go back up to the too young? Stop calling us. Let me see who I disagree with.
Jabari Smith Jr. You just got drafted.
Nah, I like everybody in this category. That makes sense.
Are y'all? What summer league do for you with Chet? There's highs and lows.
There was highs and lows, and I feel like the lows were expected, and the highs were what I think we needed to see. Like if he can do that consistently, it's going to be what we needed to see to be like feel confident about him going forward. The lows of like people are stronger than you, which is to be expected, and that's the case for a lot of NBA rookies. So that's not crazy. But like people kept talking about like Kenny Lofton Jr. like bullying him. Kenny Lofton Jr. is like my size but 6'6". Like that's not the best comparison.
Are we going to be hearing Kenny Lofton Jr. name at all in January?
No shot. Especially not playing for Memphis.
Ooh.
And I feel like Kenny Lofton Jr. is going to tear up the G League this year. Like he'll probably dominate.
Even with Triple J having injury issues, you don't think there's any path forward for him?
Points have been made. Points have been made there. I could see it. But nah, Chet looked decent. Chet had some shit from like outside that I wasn't expecting to see. That looked decent.
The handle is real. The handle is very real.
Like his perimeter defense, or not perimeter, his post defense was good. Like being that tall, and unlike Taco, where it was like Taco was tall and still getting like fucked up in the post, but like I think Chet had like 6 blocks or 7 blocks his first game. Which again, summer league ain't like the end all be all, but I feel like he's got to get stronger. Like that's we know that's the case. He needs to get stronger. But the base looks there for him to be nice if he can get stronger. It don't even got to be bigger. Just get stronger. You ain't gonna be able to play like Joel Embiid and not be destroyed looking like that.
Paulo Banchero definitely blew me away though. The package of skills that man has. He's gonna be ready to do some stuff day one. It's gonna be serious.
And it's funny because Paolo looked like that at Duke, and that's why I was kind of confused when, like, the day of the draft, they're like, yeah, Jabari Smith Paolo's going to go 3rd or 4th. And I was like, dog, he looks NBA ready yesterday. So the first game at Duke, it was like, oh, yeah, he could shut it down and go 1 right now.
Just college just neutralizes the guy's skills like so much that it's hard to, at least for me, it's hard for me to get a picture of like who people really are just based on their college game, because like rarely ever do you just let the guy go crazy like that in college.
I think it's not even just hard for you. Like there's been so many players other than like there's a handful of guys who came in with hype and lived up to it in college and like got to the NBA and that was that. But like Jason Tatum, we saw like people were like, oh, at best he'll be like this player, and then we see him as like this. Where the fuck is this coming from? Devin Booker, like those kind of players. Like I feel like it's pretty regular that we see 3 or 4 guys per draft where it's like, wait, where was this at? Oh, we saw it in high school. We just didn't see when he was at fucking Iowa last year.
Yeah. All right.
I like that. If you tell Woj, I'll deny it to the death, but I'm listening. I feel like other than obviously Rudy Gobert just getting traded, everybody in this category fits. Zach LaVine, Pascal.
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
I don't think Zach LaVine. I don't think they want to trade him at all. I don't.
No.
Think
They just did they just pay him?
Yeah, they just paid him.
Yeah, so you
I
can't.
don't think there's a package you could send the Clippers for Kawhi. To be honest, that might because he's just far too important to them.
Zion. I don't think they listen to anything for Zion,
especially with like the Clippers like moving into their new stadium soon. Like him being, even if he's not playing, him just being around that franchise, I think it's way too important. But the motherfucker's nice. Another player where like because he didn't play last year, he went from like, oh, people think he's like the best player in the league to like, oh yeah, well, I guess people are kind of saying that they think the Clippers will win the West next year, so maybe I'm wrong there. I just feel like he's been a little underrated this last year.
See, yeah, like I mean, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram being below Kawhi on here, that don't make no sense to me because I don't feel like the Clippers would say yes if you sent them either of those players for Kawhi. I think they both say no. So
Jaylen Brown, I think, is the Bill Simmons bias because there's quite a few players that I feel like could be called that Jaylen Brown will be moved for.
They wanted to win him a lot last year until they found some of them playoff moments, man. Because he was looking like their best player in certain playoff series.
Facts. Bam should definitely. Bam should be the only player that's in that category that should be in that category is Bam.
Yep. Yeah, Bam's raw. Paul George, Jimmy, Scotty Barnes.
Paul George is a franchise guy over Kawhi. That's interesting. I guess you got to just have him in different categories, but.
Yeah, I mean, well, then we probably got to think about another factors we talked about. We're talking about like contracts, availability, player happiness, some type of things.
Which Kawhi is neither available, and we're not sure if he's happy ever.
No, you don't. If he goes to your franchise and you're not happy, he will request a trade. He's done it before. So
I feel like AD should be in the category with Kevin Durant. We're not trading him, but make us an offer. I feel like I feel like AD's contract makes him like, hey, you send us some shit, we'll consider it.
Yep. But no.
But also probably not.
Durant's about to be stuck there, dude.
The untouchables.
Yeah. Evan Mobley. And both these guys have shown way too much upside to listen to anything at this point.
Like
all those
the trades, any of the untouchables, you'd have to send a trade package that's like double what was just sent out for Gobert, which literally
you got to be trading a franchise for a franchise.
Yeah, it'd have to be Evan Mobley for Anthony Edwards and something else like something like that.
It'd be all of the Knicks talent and all of our picks for like Joel Embiid
and your agent GMs.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with the last. What's that 9? Like it's a little early for Evan Mobley, but I guess he did kind of like change that team around, especially like defensively, because people thought I know I definitely didn't think the Cavs would be shit last year, but
I mean he's good everywhere on the floor, offense and defense. So it's like it's a rare player.
Him and that goofy ass center with the fro, they
Jared Allen. Yep.
Allen. There you go.
And they was giving him hell in that skills competition.
No,
dude,
they fucked up the skills challenge.
Yeah.
Fuck Michael.
In Group A, completely and utterly untouchable.
I'm just trying to like go through in my mind and think about like, because I feel like the only player that somebody would try to trade for on this list would be Luka. I'm trying to think of like what magic. What would you even type into the trade machine before you call it to like put together?
You'd have to have
there's nothing.
Mark Cuban like doing something crazy.
I don't think that would matter. No, that wouldn't matter.
It would be Steph Curry and all of the Warriors' young talent and their picks.
Jesus Christ, yeah. I think there's a case that Doncic might be the most valuable player in the league right now. Like not the MVP,
I think it's by far,
but like age, contract, because he hasn't gotten paid yet, right?
I think it's him and Giannis at the same time.
It starts in 2 years.
No, that's what I'm saying. More than Giannis, he's younger than Giannis. He's not paid yet. Yeah, if it starts in 2 years, and I think there's still plenty of room for Doncic to get better. Like we haven't seen. I feel like there's a case that like
he's ridiculous.
Giannis, maybe Jokic have reached their peak. Like this is how good they'll just be for however long. Doncic, I feel like he still has plenty of room to improve.
But even if he doesn't get any better than he is right now, you were literally just waiting for the talent to come around him because at this point, like he's a walking 38 points in a playoff game. And it's like it doesn't matter how much attention you pay to him, he's going to do it. Like,
It's hard. Yeah. He had like a coming out party in the playoffs this year for a player that people wanted to give the MVP to like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
That's crazy. That's got to be one of the best prospects to ever come into the league, dude. Like it's absolutely stupid how good he is.
It is. And it's so funny how like people who like it's their job to be right about these things we're wrong about these things. Like
they've drafted Marvin Bagley over him.
Fam. They drafted fucking Marvin. Because like Vlade is like from the same place as him. The coach,
he doesn't fuck with his dad. Like that came out.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why he's not in charge anymore.
It's just incredible.
DeAndre Ayton. Who went 2?
It was Ayton, Bagley.
Bagley was 2.
Yeah,
and then Trae Young, and then Luka.
No, Luka and Trae were 4 and 5. There was somebody else that went 3 that year.
No, I thought.
Let me look it up.
Who the fuck was 3?
Why you guys?
Luka Doncic.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Luka was 3. Trae was 5. So who was 4? Because they traded 4 and
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
Okay.
And imagine only Sacramento's luck. Like everybody else on here, like until you like in the top 5, everybody else you feel good about, and then it's just like, oh, damn. Mo Bamba's song was better than his career. It's crazy.
Young Fortnite jacket in the flesh, man.
Mo Bamba got paid though to stay in Orlando. Not like hella paid, but I kind of like Mo Bamba still. I feel like he could be all right. He just needs to be somewhere else.
Kevin,
he's doing good, man. He can shoot and he can block shots. It's just they got a stacked ass big man rotation down there. So
I thought the Bucks were going to try to go after him. I felt like the Bucks would have been like a good spot for him to go in free agency.
Dog, when you just go back and look at drafts, like fortunately my team wasn't picking this high, it'll really make you like consider self-harm. Like if your team drafted fucking Marvin Bagley and the pick after was Luka, who's got a Hall of Fame career already. Like I couldn't imagine being a Kings fan still.
Is that Sticky Iggy?
Is he sniffing pack? That's crazy.
Nah, that's
a pre-roll.
Yeah, some little joint thing. My game.
You fucking stoner.
You be doing everything over there but podding. Can't stand him.
I was gonna like this shit up, but I don't feel like I don't got a life.
I was watching some old NBA clips and I was just thinking of different basketball players I've seen on there to call you of like the podcasting. I saw like Mikal Petrus, Keith Bogans.
Jesus
Christ.
Right.
Cool. I don't fuck with Keith Bogans.
Jason Maxiel.
Jason Maxiel. My God.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Nenad Kristic.
That's a name I've never heard.
The Nets, right? I remember him.
Yeah. There were some other ones. It was this good like this YouTube channel. Like, what did you say?
Damn, Nenad Kristic. I forgot. That's a name. Holy shit.
Yep. This YouTube channel makes these like highlight reels where it's like every point guard dunk, but they get increasingly more disrespectful. They're like all their videos are like that. It's like it's like blocked dunk attempts, but they get more disrespectful on each one. I was watching that and it was like, yeah, there's some players on there.
Dude, I remember me and Antonio saw a Chuck Hayes highlight tape on our YouTube. And that nigga was taking charges in the highlight tape. I was like, what the fuck are we watching?
I watched the Kobe Isolation highlight reel, and like, what I liked about him a lot on that was that he treated like bum players the same way he treated like elite players. He'd fuck them up the same, like
which had to be so infuriating to be the bum. And Kobe's just hit you with like the 4th spin around jab step, and he still hasn't shot yet.
He's not taking it easy on you, even if the team's up or whatever the thing is. Like, he's not waiting. He's not resting to try to wait until the good guy comes back in. Like, no. You're getting the whole Duffy too. Like it's just up for you.
Yo, since we was looking at what's my man's name? That list we was just looking at Bill Simmons, right? You think the Nets are stuck with KD?
Ah, man.
I feel like it's the other way around. First off,
KD stuck with them.
Yeah, because there's worse things in the world than having KD on your team unhappy. I feel like.
Yeah, because he's gonna play. Like he loves playing.
Yeah, once the season starts, he's gonna go out there and hoop, and it's gonna be good.
So your question, yeah, I don't think at this point it doesn't seem. I don't see the pathway for a situation to materialize where he gets traded out of there. However, so that's a yes to your question, but I do think the best situation for him is if the Nets could figure it out and he stayed there, because there's no roster that he's going to go to that's better than where he's at.
For sure. And there's so many like
him, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons. Like that's a solid 3. Like
a very solid 3 with their backups too. You're talking about like Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, Seth Curry. I don't know who they got the big man rotation with They got the
Nico Claxton.
Claxton and someone else.
Not Cam Thomas, right? He's a guard, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who their other big is. Cam Thomas is like a 4, I think. It's like a 6.
Yeah, but either way, like that's a very good roster. Like, they definitely should try to figure it out and get everybody back playing. Ben Simmons definitely needs to come back though. That's like a deal breaker.
Yeah,
I want to see how he looks, man. Like,
and I think the biggest struggle, like I feel like even like not being able to move KD isn't the problem. I think it's like the issues moving the other two. Like there's so many limited options you can get back for Ben Simmons. Like he can't be on certain rosters with so many players.
And when did that rule come in? I never heard of that until this offseason.
I think it was the Rose rule when you mentioned it. I'm not 100% sure.
It's part of like that extension, or maybe this is the last CBA they added it in.
Maybe, but yeah, that was like this is the first time I'd heard of it, and the way that the like Zach Lowe and them were talking about it sounded like this was like the first time they had heard of it. But I feel like that's also not. You don't really think about people coming off their rookie deal, signing a max, and then getting traded like immediately after.
This
maybe
is the new thing for sure too. Yeah,
like it being so limited to what you can trade Ben Simmons for, and quite frankly, I don't know what the market for Ben Simmons is now. Like you're probably not getting like an all-star caliber player back, you're probably not getting hella picks. And if you get hella picks, I don't think KD and them care about picks. And if you trade Kyrie, obviously there's not much of a market there for him. And if you do anything with the Lakers, that's not going to make the Nets better. So
I think you get an all-star back just by default, just because of his salary number. And then at the same time, you got to figure they did just trade James Harden for him. And it's not like Ben Simmons did anything to make his value worse. Like he was hurt and he still just didn't play because he was hurt.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like
because he's like standing over there and all the shit he's doing outside of that. Like
I was about to say, I think that's it. Like
warm-ups and all that.
What GM's going to be like? Yeah, we'll give up. I mean, Donovan Mitchell is the one I can think of right now. But like, are you giving up Donovan Mitchell and hella? Are you taking Ben Simmons and hella picks for Donovan Mitchell right now? And then Utah is like hoping that they're paying somebody
kind of
money to not play.
Australian Rudy Gobert at the handle.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like the play is going to be for him to go there because where could KD go right now? Who has a package that they could send to the Nets?
Warriors. Like, it's literally just the Warriors. That's the team.
That's literally it. Yeah.
But it sounds like that's heating up too. So because it said like Steph had reached out to him multiple times or whatever. And like if Steph's giving it the green light, it don't matter. No one else in there thinks. And it's Joe Lacob wasn't against it either.
Yeah, I feel like if Steph says yes, like I'm sure Draymond and Clay will be like, okay. It'll really be like, can have Clay and Draymond squash their beef, which I can't tell publicly.
I don't think they have a beef. They've sat down multiple times.
They have. That don't mean you want to work together again.
Bro, this nigga Steph, man. If he
get by it,
they trying to run it up. If they get KD back,
I'm gonna hurt somebody if they get KD again. I don't want to see that shit.
4-8 already, man. Jesus glory, man. Ooh.
Hate to see it. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what the Nets can do with any of those players right now.
I'm gonna delete this one because time's flowing.
I kind of like that one. All right, I did want.
There it is, right there.
I just thought that the load. We don't got to get deep into it. You had the people versus load management. I don't know what you meant by the people part. I think the load management thing is overblown and not that big of a deal. Oh yeah, if it's fans, I guess like there's only a couple people we care about load managing, like a handful of people that are like really matters.
Yeah, it's just like the main guys that you want to see play, like guys that like the regular fan pays money to go see an NBA game. So it's like,
right. So this is the scenario that I heard that made me put this on here, though, right? So it's like you got to figure cross-conference matchups. You only get one game of seeing that player inside your home market. So people that have an NBA team, right? So it's like if you're in, I don't know, let's say
Milwaukee,
Indiana, and you want to see Luka Doncic, and the one night that he's there, he's getting rest.
No, you'd be pissed off. The ticket should definitely be half off.
But you might already buy them there and give you the money back.
I do think it would be nice if there was some sort of recourse for that, which obviously there never would be, and it sucks. But like, as a overall NBA fan who's watching like 99% of my games on TV, I would prefer to see Luka miss like 7 games due to like rest or like second night of a back-to-back on traveling and not playing, and have him be like completely healthy for the playoffs and ready to go, and we get a performance like we did last year versus like, wow, Luka did great in that Tuesday game in Indiana, like. And had 31 and they won by 25 and it just didn't matter. And I feel like that's kind of the same with like, especially I feel like it's the bad teams that the people are really wrestling against. And it's like your team's getting blown out or getting their ass whooped. Like you're about to see 13 minutes of Luka, like kind of half-assing it or like barely playing, is it that like what did you gain? You just got to like see him physically.
If I paid for parking and got my ass to the stadium, 13 minutes of Luka is better than no Luka.
No minutes for sure. I just think, hey man, the game is the game.
Like I went to a Trailblazers game and Ndamukong Suh was sitting like on the floor next to the bench, and that was better than not seeing Ndamukong Suh. So same thing if it was Luka, better seeing him than not seeing him.
Yeah, hey man,
might see him flip a water bottle and land it. Like I would get to see it if he wasn't there.
Sure, yeah, but like, what is I don't know. Like, there's nothing you can do. I don't think there's nothing you should do about it. Like, it is what it is at this point. But I know it's just been like blown up to the way that TV talks about it, and I feel like the way that fans that complain about it heavily talk about it is like every other game, like the best players aren't playing, and it's not that. It's like they won't play the second out of it.
We're in that season where there's nothing going on, so we kind of have to make things that don't matter matter a little bit more, so we can have deeper conversations about them.
I agree, and that's why we having the conversation. But during the season, they be talking about it too. Oh, you see, LeBron didn't play against the Kings last night because load management. It's like, shut the fuck up. You don't care about that. And next week,
that's the second time I heard the Kings be using a load management joke today. They said like when it was like January in Chicago and it'd be like 5 degrees outside, and the Kings came to town and Michael Jordan was playing. I was like, God damn, like they just been a joke for this long, huh? Like people were just gonna say the Kings like every year.
Yes.
Crazy.
But hey, man, I feel like that was just a different like time. I feel like if Michael Jordan, and I think that's an extenuating circumstance because like Vanessa talks about like Kobe never wanted to ever miss a game because of the kid that's sitting in the 500 level that came to see just him. Like certain people definitely have that mentality, but I feel like a lot of those dudes that was playing 82 games, that was complaining about getting punched in the throat by fucking Bill Laimbeer, if they were told that they could play 76 games instead of 82, they're probably like, I mean, I could take a couple nights off. I was partying kind of hard this last week, and I don't mind not playing tomorrow.
Would they give back those 6 game checks to play 76?
Fuck
no.
Unlikely.
No, they'd rather just, hey, I'm not playing tonight. Pay me.
What's wrong with that? Hey, we all got sick time. You get PTO.
We also don't all get 3 months off or 4 months off every single year.
Yeah.
Teachers got sick time in PTO.
They also don't get time off every year. They're not getting paid those months.
Depends what district you're in.
Most of the time, teachers like you have a choice of whether you can take money out of every single paycheck and just be paid that over the summer, or you can be paid all your money during the regular school year when you're actually working. So you're actually not being paid for the summer.
That's kind of
sounds the same. It sounds the same.
It's not fire. That's fucked up.
No, that's kind of fire.
Because they're already not making any money, so you can short your paycheck to have something over the summer or get your whole like meaty ass paycheck.
Maybe the NBA should consider reducing the schedule then.
Maybe
that might be the best option.
Yeah, I think that is the best option. I think it was Bomani today said reduce the schedule and start charging more for courtside tickets. There you go, balances out. The rich people are gonna be like, I still want to see courtside.
They're not gonna trip, but they're gonna pay this shit anyway. Am I right or am I right?
They're gonna pay. Maybe. Jack Nicklaus isn't going to be like, I'm not buying tickets this year. They're charging me an extra $1,000.
Do you think they charge him?
Yes. The Lakers are a mom.
She's poor all the time, then.
Because the Lakers are a mom and pop organization. They can't afford to give away shit for free.
Kareem got to pay for cocaine and condoms.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They can't give away shit for free. All right. Speaking of what you said, though, about fucking it's July and we got to make conversation out of the conversation. I feel like I mentioned this last year, too. But it's the funniest thing to me that on Monday morning, promptly at 7 or like 4 a.m. Monday morning, ESPN dropped their like top 10 quarterbacks list based off of asking, I think, 50 executives, players, and like coaches around the league. And they spent every ESPN podcast I listened to, every ESPN show I listened to, debated this list like it was like a definitive list of quarterbacks and like how they rank up, which has just been so funny to me that ESPN specifically can like put something out and it's just their content for the rest of the week. Like we put out a list, gotta talk about it,
bro.
It's not too different from the NFL top 100 though. You really think about it. It's like the same group of people didn't ask questions.
Yeah, for sure. It is interesting though.
This year,
I haven't seen it yet.
No, they usually put it out like right before the preseason or like during preseason.
Okay. I feel like I haven't seen it yet.
Nah, they haven't.
Videos. That's my shit.
Now, while I make fun of ESPN, I want to talk about the list. Did you guys see the list? Have you guys heard about the list?
Yes.
So I guess I can put it on the screen.
Click this stuff so I can look. Yeah, share
Yeah,
me
I'll
or
put it on
you.
screen.
You do.
I will. Yeah, I got you. I want to know your guys' thoughts. I feel like for the most part, everybody is where they should be. I have one thing I would have changed, but other than that, I think everything's the same. So number one, they have Aaron Rodgers, MVP from last season. Last year, he was number 2. And I've seen people like he shouldn't be 1, but I feel like even if you don't think he's 1, worst case, he was 2 last year. So they just flip-flopped him and Mahomes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And the difference between 1 and 2 is not like one guy last year that was number 2 won MVP, so they bumped him to 1. Seems pretty cut and dry to your boy.
Yeah, no, it's not crazy.
2 they had Mahomes. Last year he was 1, and it shows, which I like. They show their highest ranking and their lowest ranking. Somebody had Aaron Rodgers 5, which obviously we're not going to know who it was, but that's funny. Somebody had Pat Mahomes at 5.
Their lowest rankings with the list have come out. That's their lowest ranking on this year's thing.
So like the highest somebody put them, and the lowest somebody put them. So the highest somebody had Mahomes was 1, obviously, and the lowest they had him was 5, which is funny. Josh Allen is 3, which I agree with. Well, I think I would have probably flipped it, had Mahomes 1, Allen 2, Rodgers 3, but doesn't matter.
I probably put him at 3, but whatever. Same shit.
Yeah.
Not surprised, Tyrell. Not surprised.
Not 7 though.
You shouldn't have been. Highest ranking for Allen was 1. Lowest was 7.
Yeah, no, that person.
I want.
Where's your golden god, man? We're at 3. Where's your golden god?
He's probably next.
No, he's not. He's not even close.
Brady than him, huh?
No, it's not even close. We'll get there. And you'll hear me. You'll hear me argue. Just shut the fuck up and let us read the list. God damn. I'm joking. But yeah, Brady's 4. Highest ranking was 1. Lowest was 8. And I know he won't do this because like he's asking these people anonymously, which is why they're giving it to him. But I wish this was like the NBA shit where they have to like publish the votes. I didn't know who had Brady at 8. Who did that?
I wonder if they're like
it was
forward though.
Bill Belichick. No, it's just for this season. Bill Belichick was Bill Belichick was like put him at 11.
It was like somebody on the Bills and someone on the Dolphins.
Probably.
Fuck him in the
definitely
Jets.
somebody on the Dolphins. The Dolphins were like, we wanted him to be the owner. Number 5, they had Burrow, which I don't hate. So
that's crazy. There are 5 quarterbacks deep. There's no Herbert. What's going on, Tyrell?
There is no Herbert. You're about to hear the stream. The highest ranking somebody had for Burrow was 2. Like, who did they call to get 2? And the lowest ranking was completely out of the top 10. Last year he was honorable mention, so I guess that's like
who do they ask?
That's a hell of a leap for him to go from like not in the top 10 to 5th.
They get every mascot to submit a review.
Likely. Matt Stafford, highest ranking was 3. Lowest ranking was out of top 10. He finished at 6. Last year he was 6, which is also doesn't make any sense to me. Because like you assume that Burrow went from out of the top 10 to 5 based on getting to the Super Bowl. So if the person who went to the Super Bowl and won went from 6 to 6, I don't understand the math. The math is not mathing there.
Where's your boy?
Justin Herbert's number 7.
Oh my God, he's 7. This highest was 5.
Hold. And you know what's funny to me? Even the person who made this list know this is crazy because as I scroll back up through these, you see he has a paragraph for everybody. Like he has his like, yeah, here's what people said. Here's what I think. Here's what I think. And then you get to fucking Herbert. He's like, man, did you watch this throw? Who put this brother this low? He has Justin Herbert's godly throw against the Giants and was like, I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand how Herbert could have been at 7.
Hey, like, man, shit happens, bro.
Shit does happen. Shit definitely does happen. But he's
clearly not 7.
Last year he was 9, right? So and he went from 9 to 7.
Top 10 is kind of crazy though.
Joe Burrow went from out of the top 10 to 5, which granted, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Got to give him his credit there. You go from out of the top 10 to 5 off that season, and Justin Herbert, other than not going to the Super Bowl, had a better season. So you would have to imagine he's going to be a better player going forward.
I'm gonna just say, I watched plenty of ESPN this week. Didn't hear nearly as much argument about him being at 7 on this list as I did about what happened with Lamar on this list.
I feel like that makes sense because I feel like, in my opinion, I would have Herbert in the top 5. And I don't think I'm biased because there are obviously other lists that have him. Chris Sims, the one that we listened to, I think had him at 3. Like,
yeah, why did you say top 5 though? Because I've definitely heard you say much higher than that. You're trying to sound modest right now. Say what you really feel.
what I feel is I'd have him top 2, but I'm trying to be.
I hate this nigga so much.
I'm trying to have an unbiased opinion here, and if you, I personally, and this, Blake is gonna talk his shit, but Blake knows I fucking love Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is my boy. I got to watch one of my favorite college football seasons ever with Joe Burrow as a quarterback of that team. I've loved him since he's been in the league. I would swap the two of them, and I'd have Herbert 5 at minimum and Burrow at 7. I feel like that makes sense. And I know that they get comped to each other all the time, and people are kind of like split on who they think is better. And the real delineation between the two of them is Justin Herbert hasn't made it to the playoffs, which I don't feel like is I don't feel like that's an accurate ranking of a quarterback. Is like, did you make it to the playoffs or not?
Hey, speaking of team success related to the Chargers, though, you guys are the no. There's one team right now in NFL history that has a winning record as a franchise and has not won a Super Bowl, and it's the Vikings. But the Chargers are 2 wins under 500, so you guys have a chance to join that group this year. Most likely, we'll join that group if you don't win this year.
Yeah, we're most likely going to join the group, and it feels that way when I talk to other Vikings fans. My cousin's a Vikings fan, and we kind of have the same woes. They've lost, I feel like, in equally heartbreaking fashion as we have for the most part.
Maybe don't do a bootleg with a 50-year-old quarterback against a great pass rushing defense.
It's not great. It's not great.
That's fun.
But no, yeah, Herbert being at 7.
Fuck Brett Favre.
I don't know how you could watch Justin Herbert play last year and say there's 6 people better other than the playoff thing, which I think is dumb. And I think I've said this about the NBA with like the final stuff of like history doesn't remember the intricacies that got you there. But like if the Chargers tied with the Raiders last season, not even beat them, if they tied with the Raiders and make it to the playoffs, are people like, oh, Justin Herbert's top 5 instead of 7 now because they like didn't lose the game, even though he was phenomenal in the game? Doesn't make any sense.
You saying it sounds ridiculous, but you know how that shit goes when it comes to narratives and playoff stuff. Like,
for sure.
It very well, he probably might be 5 on the list.
He probably would have because Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert played Joe Burrow last year, blew him out. Lamar Jackson played Justin Herbert last year, blew him out. So like, not that head-to-head matters, but like, I feel like so much of these lists go into like, what did your team do because of you? But like, Justin Herbert finished like top 5 in basically every quarterback stat, including interceptions, but top 5 in every quarterback stat last season. And you moved him up 2 spots. He had a better season than Burrow, who moved up 6 spots because Burrow won playoff games.
Yeah, and you know, like even you go to Josh Allen too. Like him being 3 is largely based on those last 2 games that he played last year.
Yeah,
like he was bad. He was good throughout the whole entire season, but to get to 3, it was based on that otherworldly performances that he put up with the playoffs.
If Josh Allen, let's say Josh Allen gets hurt, like the first play of the game following that Patriots game where they lost, where he like it was windy as fuck and they only ran the ball, he's like 9 because they're like, oh yeah, he had a shit season.
I forgot about that.
That game was absurd. They got Russell Wilson at 8. I feel like I was pretty tame during my Justin Herbert rant. It's absurd that he's at 7, but I feel like I did a good job keeping my emotions in control. They got Russell Wilson at 8. Last year, he was at 4. His highest ranking on the list was 4. And this year, the lowest ranking was out of the top 10, which for like, how do you, they had that for Herbert too. They had it for, I think, Stafford. Who's voting out of these guys like 12? What are you doing? It's fucking absurd.
The tight group, man.
It is. There can only be 10. But like,
if you're talking about like down at this point too, because now you're talking about probably guys. I know Kyler Murray's not on here, but that's the type of guy who's going to get a vote here, you know. And it's like that's true. Knocking votes away from like Russell Wilson and these guys down here.
That's a good point. That's a good point. 9, they have Deshaun Watson, which
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Having Deshaun Watson at 9, I feel like is interesting because I know that like people, and I mean, Blake, me and you argued about this with Cap. Like, I know people just think you can like not play for hella long and just like step back in and be just as good, but I don't feel like that should be the assumption of like you can take 2. He took a full year off, then
games this year.
Yeah, let's say he misses 6 games. That's at least what 18. 18. I'm saying if he doesn't miss the full season, which I think he should miss the full season. Let's say he misses 6 games. So that's 25 games of football you haven't played. For us to just expect you step into a new team, complete new role with all the drama surrounding you, and you're a top 10 quarterback out the gate. Kind of crazy.
You should be getting tickets to the R. Kelly concert.
He absolutely should. You guys see Houston, the Texans settled with 30. Not him. The
35,
Texans. 30 was the last number I saw. I wouldn't be surprised if it's higher.
It went up for sure.
You know how freaky you had to be for your team to be like, all right. We know. We fucked up. Ooh, yeah. So Deshaun Watson's at 9. Last year he wasn't eligible for the list because he's freaky. And his highest ranking was 4. Yeah, I don't know how you have him at 9, but that's again, yeah, like Blake said, that's how you have Russell Wilson getting out of the top 10 votes because somebody had Deshaun Watson at 4. And I think this should be even more than people being mad that Lamar's left off the list. Dak Prescott at 10 was an interesting one for me because it's hard to make a case for him. Let me go to the honorable mention. So honorable mention is Lamar, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, and Kirk Cousins also received votes.
I like that better than all those guys. I just think you just swap Deshaun Watson out with Lamar, and I think the list is fine with me, honestly. Matt Stafford's a little high for me too, though, but it is what it is. It's whatever.
Yeah, Matt Stafford's high for me. It's hard.
I just don't get the Deshaun shit because it's like he's probably for the season this year. So if he wasn't eligible,
what was the criteria they asked for to do this list?
So I think it was just like, who would you take this year? I believe. I know it's
the best players right now for 2022. It's not a 5-year projection.
Yeah.
Who are the best players today?
And I guess like Dak is in that group.
Yeah, I mean,
if you group together Lamar, Derek Carr, Dak, and Kyler, I don't think I'd have Dak as the best. And obviously, some people would. It's hard for me to find a case of Dak being better than Lamar.
Yeah, you would have to put Deshaun Watson into the honorable mentions just because, like, you're saying the best players for today, which is like this season. That's what I'm picturing. That like if you're counting on a guy missing games, like for sure you can't put him into
a lot of games.
This list looks insane if he misses 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
He could come back and have 6
teams of Watson are better than Dak Prescott. Okay.
Yeah. And the Lamar thing, I feel like this just rehashed so many of the like draft Lamar stuff, which I feel like is absurd. And I feel like people are like taking a lot of credit, like the bail that they shoot for a lot of other people is not being given to Lamar. Like they're like, oh, they've built the team around his strengths. The best running back that Lamar's ever had was like 31-year-old Mark Ingram, who had a great season there. Well, you could say it's partially due to Lamar. And the best receiver he's ever had was Hollywood Brown, who they've traded away. So, Mark Andrews is the best receiver, obviously. But like they haven't really put any.
Those aren't what they use, though. Those two things are not important to them.
What's important to them?
The tight end and him getting space to run up the middle or to run his period.
Which I don't feel like is building to his strength.
Like I don't think they need like a spectacular receiver, but like because Hollywood was just fine. I feel like they're just like Hollywood just left so much like meat on the bone, so much like more desire. Because you will see flashes with Hollywood, but it's like, bro, like you could really like, dog, like Hollywood probably dropped like 600 yards last year, 300.
He for sure dropped at least 300 yards with the balls. It's just I feel like because that defense is so good, people like they've put a good roster around him, and the best. If you're Mark Andrews, top 3 tight end in the league, I think undisputed, but like the other best offensive weapons they have around him are offensive linemen. Like he hasn't had any weapons that I think are like A caliber on that offense.
Rashad Bateman this year. I like Rashad Bateman. I think he's gonna be all right.
I think he'll be all right too. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you need a little
bit.
I don't
know. I just
more help a wide receiver, but I don't know. They're gonna be one of those teams where they're gonna have to try to like draft and hit on a guy every year with them. See something.
I just think they should, for as much slander as he gets, people should take a look at that offense and what quarterbacks are you putting in that offense that are as productive as Lamar has it? Granted, we can say they're building around him, but like
they showed
for him
before turning 25 at any quarterback, and he's got like the second or third best QBR, like from that time period for his age and all kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So it's working. It's like why would you go spend all the money on like a top tier wide receiver when like they're not going to get used like that there? Like what's the point?
Oh, yeah. I see it. I think it's just
I don't think it's that they're not going to get used like that though. There, I think they have wide receivers who can't be used.
these
They
young
don't do it though. Like that's not what that OC does. Like that's not what Greg Roman does. They do what he's doing because that's the same dude that gave all the production to Colin Kaepernick. Like that's what they do.
And Colin Kaepernick's receivers and running backs were all much better than Lamar's cats have been.
They were better, but they were better because he inherited a team from Alex Smith. But once he took over, like the production, it changed, dog. Like it went to what Vernon Davis became the top dog there.
That's true, and I don't know if that's and I guess that's just a different argument.
War, yeah, right. And then obviously Kaepernick on the ground himself, but like
and Anquan Bolden was there, Torrey Smith was there. They had pieces. Yeah, I don't know.
They let them dudes walk.
Yeah, which Greg Roman definitely has his like archetype. I don't know if maybe I just disagree with the way he runs his show because I feel like that's just
it looks bad on the face because it's like oh you don't go and get this a wide receiver, but it's like one that's never been the Ravens period. Like they don't do like big top tier wide receivers. They never have. It's been tight ends and backs for them. And the difference is right now it's like their rushing production. They might have the best rusher in football period, but he's just not a running back. Like Like, so
and then I guess more of my anger is directed then at these lists who also like punish Lamar for not just dropping back and throwing the ball when they're not setting that team up to do that at all. Like Hollywood's the best option you got, and it's like, oh, Lamar's 11 because he's not a good thrower. And I don't think it's that he's not a good thrower. You're just not asking him to throw. You're asking him to get you 800 yards on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Andrews, Hayden Hurst, he's had them in the past. Marquise Brown, like. Ain't horrible. Ain't the best. Ain't the worst. Willie Snead, he was good for us for many number of years. Lamar had him too.
Yeah, he was there last year. Duvernay is his second best receiver last year. Rashard Bateman should be good though. He looked good once he came back from being injured last season.
You know, he looked solid.
So we'll see. But yeah, like
J.K. Dobbins, that was a high pick, wasn't it?
Achilles though. Like,
I think he was.
That's not their fault. I mean,
for sure. Let's get a receiver instead. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Running back, J.K. Dobbins. I mean, shit. That's definitely not the Ravens' fault there that he tore his Achilles.
And that every other running back on that team also tore their Achilles. Didn't help.
So they had the most injuries ever last year.
No, and another like
that team. He played 13 games for him. They didn't do shit. 49 targets, 27 catches.
Sammy Watkins been a lost cause for quite some time.
But I mean, he was productive in Kansas City, so it's not again like you can't say that they didn't go get him a productive player. It just wasn't shit there.
Was he productive? He definitely had some flashes in Kansas City. They also
he's the number one in for sure when he was with Tyrell. I want to say, that was so long ago. When you think about it, dude, Sammy Watkins was a fucking factor.
In 2019 in Kansas City, 90 targets, 52 catches, 673 yards, 3 touchdowns, along with 68 yards. So I mean, that's at being like the fourth option in that offense, probably.
Half of those yards came in week 1 against the Jaguars.
Even if they did, like, still, like,
didn't he have like 160 yards against you guys week 1 that year or something?
Yeah, I was like, "What?
You're fucking y'all up." That's funny.
Hold on, I can show you.
How good he was at Clemson as a true freshman. It's like the best true freshman wide receiver.
He had 198 yards against the Jaguars in week 1, 11 targets.
I told you.
Wait, you said he finished with how many? You said it's
673.
That's funny.
He had 198.
He got a quarter of his season.
So I mean, the rest of the season, 79 targets, 43 catches, 475 yards.
Yeah, which isn't bad. That just Jamal be slandering the Chargers for getting fucked up by Adrian Peterson. When you guys just let any old body come in there and fuck y'all.
Totally different though. Come on.
No, it's not. It's Sammy Watkins was like, I'm having my way.
I feel like every week I send like a highlight to the group chat that's someone doing something ridiculous and just have to do the Jaguars against their side.
Yeah. Hey, every time it's one of those like big like compilations of like, oh, here's like 50 best catches or best throws. You see the Jaguars on there like 8 times. You do see the Chargers on there a good bit, but the Jags be front and center, bent over.
All right, I guess, man.
Bad, man.
I just know a nigga put up 376 rushing yards against you guys.
It wasn't that much. It's 276.
My fault.
Kevin Herbert went for 121 yards on 16 carries this week, and it's the Jaguars on the other side. Like,
hey, who was it? Who was it?
Tackled 3 times.
What was it? 2 years ago, Isaiah Bilal or whatever from the fucking Jets had like 160 rushing yards on you guys.
Oh my god,
he had some crazy game. I remember that.
Powell, he had like 4 touchdowns.
Bilal. It's something like that. Bilal Powell.
Yep.
There we go.
Morris with like 85 yards on 3 carries. It's the Jags.
Yeah, but I say all that to say I feel like people in general need to take a bigger view of like what Lamar is actually putting on tape instead of just like, well, he's not a good thrower. Yeah, but he does everything good though. He might not be Pat Mahomes, but he's not funny. Hey,
man, you know, it's just man. They got wrong with that. I think Mina Kimes has said it this week already. Like these narratives been with him before he even played. Man, they just gonna keep running with it. But
yep,
he's
a square peg getting compared to a bunch of like round ones, and like it's just at a certain point you got to just stop talking about him next to anybody else because he's so different than everybody else. Like the pluses that he has don't really come up in quarterback measuring like looks. Like you can't really talk about him fairly.
Yeah,
so
that nigga is
this list is never gonna work for him.
that nigga is a factor. I don't give a fuck. And if you play Madden, he might be the best quarterback of all time.
Yep. Sammy Watkins was the second leading on Kansas City in 2019 for targets, and then he went to Baltimore after that.
Wow, with 90 targets.
90. Yep.
Shit,
that was 2 years ago though. I feel like Tyreek missed some games 2 years ago.
Maybe Tyreek was the leading for targets.
Oh shit! Oh, so wait, wasn't 2 years ago?
Travis Kelce was leading for targets, and Tyreek was one behind Sammy at 89.
Okay, I'm about to say 2 years ago is when Travis Kelce broke like the all-time receiving record. That makes sense though. God damn it! I fucking hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Also, this is kind of unrelated. It's been so funny hearing people like how they've pivoted from the Chiefs, like they lost Tyreek Hill, and they're like, "Oh man, doomsday," and now they're like, "Oh well, they got Sky Moore, who's basically Tyreek Hill," and it's so hard to replace that dude. I'm sure they're still going to be good because they still have Pat Mahomes, which is like the great equalizer. But I just can't. I kind of want Sky Moore to be bad just because of how people are like acting like you could just plug in.
Man, that's crazy.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about him.
Division opponent.
Yeah, he could eat it. He could eat a dick. People just thinking that you can like take another fast guy and make him Tyreek Hill is so funny to me.
That's crazy.
That division is just powered up so damn much that any type of site like that is going to be like a red flag for everybody.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dog, we got to play Devontae Adams twice next year.
Can we punch through these next ones kind of quick so I can get them out before they wake up the whole house?
We only got one more. You want to talk about the Miss Marvel finale, Jamal?
Oh yeah. What'd you guys think? Wait, everybody.
I liked all the end credit stuff more than I like the actual finale.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy though.
So you think
the whole powers go?
They made her the first mutant in the MCU.
Let's talk about the episode. Yeah, that part was cool, obviously, but like the conclusion of the series of Miss Marvel, right? So it's like she got her suit finally. She's back in the city. Cameron's like falling the fuck apart because
his mom
what his mom chose to do and all that. He's got powers. Them trying to like they brought up the dynamic again of like him trying to hide inside the mosque and like how that's like endangering their community and shit like that. Him maybe not fully getting that just because he's not really a human, I guess. So he probably thought that was okay. It's not that
he's not from a place where that would like make a difference, really.
Exactly. And then we got to see them, I guess. Who was like the villain?
It was supposed to be that Pakistani chick or like
it was the mom, right?
But then it was mom? Damage control, I guess.
Damage control. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This show's kind of weird, honestly.
Yeah. Somebody made the point that it felt more like a Disney Channel show, which after like thinking about it kind of did. Like I think we mostly all made the joke of it being like more of a kids focused show, which I think it was, but it just didn't. I don't know. Blake, you made the point of like they're trying to make everything like a galactic level threat, which I feel like takes away from like there was a lot of good moments in the show, especially with like, you know, kind of dealing with all the like moth stuff. They could have did a little bit more with that, but making the villain like, oh, she's trying to open up a portal from the multiverse. Kind of like,
please stop, please.
Like if she just had like a Doc Ock type villain where it's like, oh, some crazy motherfucker in the neighborhood's like fucking stuff up and she's got to like save the day. That would I feel like could have made for a better conclusion.
She don't really got like a arch nemesis like that yet though, so that's why I think it's kind of they might have struggled with that.
That's why it could have been somebody more low level.
Anything. Yeah, you could have made it up.
She don't have an arch nemesis, so they made like
her powers.
Which her powers kind of ended up in the end of it made like she got the embiggen shit at the end.
Yeah, no, she did.
I did hear, or I read this week, that the intention for her in the first place when they created the character was for her to be a mutant, but the whole entire thing happened where it's like they couldn't use mutants, or no, they didn't want to use mutants in the comics for main storylines anymore because of the Fox owning it, and they wanted to push MCU tied shit. So that's how come they made up the Inhumans. That's how come they made her one. But she was supposed to be a mutant in the first place. So for them to bring that all back and make it like sort of retcon that bit, makes sense.
Yeah. The show was good. It just didn't really feel like it fit. Like it didn't. If you didn't know Miss Marvel was a Marvel character, like it didn't really feel like a Marvel anything.
It felt like go ahead.
Like I was just gonna say, like Hawkeye, like obviously was an Avenger, but they didn't kind of like make Kate. It didn't seem like they were giving Kate Bishop too much to like handle. And it kind of felt like they gave Miss Marvel a lot more to handle than she needed.
This show needed that type of established character to be there, sort of. I think that would have made this that much better, especially with her being like the super fangirl of all the Avengers. Imagine like if one of them showed up to like help her out or something. Like obviously Spider-Man, they're not going to pay all that money to get Tom Holland into a Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
But,
Brie Larson.
Somebody, like who knows? Like what if She-Hulk happened before this and like she helped her out or something. Like,
exactly. I was gonna say, or if She-Hulk came before this and like Mark Ruffalo was like at the end of She-Hulk, something happens and they're like, "What the fuck was that noise?" Or "What the fuck was this?" Or "Who's this little girl that like has powers now? Let's like figure her shit out and like kind of move her in that way." Would have made more sense. But it was just like, and the pacing of it was like her mom got mad at her because she found out about the powers, and the next thing you know, they're flying to India to figure everything out, and she's like running through the place, and then everything's squashed, and then she's coming back, and her parents are like, "You should have just told us. Here's a suit." It's like, what? Wait a minute.
Or even, I mean, I think I said this before the show came out. Like Jessica Jones, like that might have been like someone like on a street level that could have helped her out with something. Like, who knows? Like, and kind of help push this character forward. Because it's someone who knows about like dealing with like weird shit and just like being different with powers and trying to figure that out. Like, but instead she got Brian, aka Bruno.
Like thinking of like how I know America Chavez she's going to be in the Inhumans, right? Or something like that.
I don't know what she's about to be in.
I know she's in that next. Like, I think they're going to put her in the next little group of people. But like, it seems like all the like even Spider-Man got kind of introduced a little bit with Iron Man. All of these like younger ones have had an intro partner. And it was just it. I feel like a lot of the pacing of the show could have been fixed if they had. She-Hulk is going to have fucking Mark Ruffalo is going to be in that show. So like every
pussy and the Hulk is trash now.
He's a Hulk inside that show.
It just it feel like they kind of fumbled what the show could have been by like just making it her. Like the pacing was weird and all that.
She-Hulk is going to be 9 episodes too.
Moon Knight's the only Disney Plus show to not have a established character carry them in.
Yep.
And even like Moon Knight, I think was a better show than this. Like the acting was crazy. I don't know how that's
top tier actors, and they have multiple soups in there.
Yeah, and I don't you couldn't if you finish that show or if you just sort of like start watching that, you wouldn't really know how that fits in with the MCU. Miss Marvel is like, okay, we clearly know your path forward and like what you're gonna be in. You're gonna be next to like Captain Marvel. Sure. I don't feel like any other than those little powers. Nothing about her makes me feel like I'm gonna like see her next to Captain Marvel. Like, oh, this makes sense. Yeah, this works.
I don't know how she's gonna help.
She don't got you.
Captain Marvel level enemy. What's she gonna help with?
Dude, she got the energy shit now. She can help.
Look at what Captain Marvel can do, dog. She flew through a whole armada of spaceships.
Yeah, Captain Marvel is Superman.
Like this through like a Kree spaceship and blew the shit up. And digging.
She just curried Captain Marvel now.
No, she's not. Yeah, you can't even that. She ain't even close.
She'll get there.
No, that's what they're gonna make her probably, but no, she is not.
She's Reed Richards with the overshield without the brains.
Points?
Well, I'm happy that we're getting mutants, and it's just a matter of time.
Shut up.
You know what? I wonder if I guess Namor's probably going to be a mutant, so we'll probably. I bet you at the end, then Yeah, we'll talk about this next week. But I know San Diego Comic-Con, that's when I think we get the Black Panther.
Do you want to see the spoiler? Not the spoiler, but it's the plot that leaked.
Yeah, you can send it to me, sure.
You don't want me to put it on the screen?
Oh, put
Tyrell?
it on the screen. That's fine.
Go ahead. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. The way that the Marvel handles their villains and shit, Namor might just die 30 minutes into that movie.
Athena.
Your
Oh my god.
Your dogs are so funny. They don't give you any type of like. If I yell at Coffee enough, usually he'll just like, all right, fuck, I'll wait. But like your dogs are like, nigga, you need to get up. Like,
so the problem is, she has like really bad anxiety, and part of it is fans. She hates fans. The fans going in this room, so she keeps having to coming in here to tell me like whatever she's trying to tell me, and she hates being in here because the fans going. So she's barking. Yeah.
that's funny.
No, I think it's really hot in here because of my computer. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I think we get the what's it? Wakanda Forever trailer next week.
Okay.
Gotta be, right? When's the next time they will show it? That's got to be next week when they show the trailer for that.
Okay. How do I move us? All right, I guess I can just roll it.
Machinery seems everywhere. Raymond Ocean. No, I mean.
I'll read this. Lake Bell plays a scientist who's an original character. She and her team searching for vibranium in the ocean thanks to a device made by Riri Williams, who's the next Iron Man. Namor is awakened and kills her team. Namor asks Wakanda for help, but they turn him down. T'Challa passes away from sickness. Namor wants to kill Riri, but Wakanda protects her. Riri's first suit is made out of cars, which is crazy. I don't know what the hell that's about. She gets to Wakanda. She gets one made out of vibranium. War between Wakanda and Atlantis. Shuri's mom passes away and parts of Wakanda are flooded. Shuri makes an artificial flower to gain back Panther powers and gain the ancestral plane. She expects T'Challa but meets Killmonger, which makes sense because they can't use Chadwick. He helps her become the new Black Panther. Shuri makes her own Black Panther suit. Big war between the two nations. Shuri defeats Namor but doesn't kill him. And Baku is the king of Wakanda, which I wanted all along. I thought he should actually be Black Panther. While Shuri is the Black Panther, Nakia tells Shuri that she has a son from T'Challa. In the post-credit scene, they show Doom.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Shuri is in Africa.
I don't know how to make that go above there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that seems interesting.
There you go. There you see
hearing this plot has moved me further into the should have just recast the T'Challa point. But
yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of the ones where the CGI might carry. We get a lot of cool. There's a chance for a lot of cool, really cool scenes with what they got going on here.
Like seeing Atlantis and stuff.
It's a bit crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Her suit like the Ironheart suit is going to look like, because if it's like based off of Iron Man, his
a PT Cruiser,
an Ultima on the chest probably, and then probably the legs. I could see PT Cruiser, something like that.
Some wood grain on the legs.
Yep. Maybe when she does like a soft top for the helmet.
She has like the 5.0 drop top from the old Mustang.
Oh my god!
Right? And she's wearing like a tracksuit, so it's like 3 stripes down the leg, but that's the wood grain. That'd be kind of hard.
Or you do like the BMW kidney grills right here on the chest.
That's tight.
That's cold.
I see.
All right, I gotta go. My bad. I'm about to lose my whole household. I'm gonna just leave y'all in the episode. Bye.
Yeah, we will.
Peace, Blake.
Eat a dick.
Nah, that plot sounds interesting though. Like, we'll get the trailer next week, and I guess we can. Well, shit, we don't record till Fridays, but I know the first day of San Diego Comic Con is next Thursday. But
I will say, based off of reading that plot, if I just didn't see everything Marvel, I wouldn't go to the theater to see that. Like, that doesn't sound interesting. It sounds interesting. It just doesn't sound like, I don't know. It's just like, oh, okay. You're going to introduce, they're going to introduce 3 new Marvel characters potentially, introduce a new Black Panther.
Well, if you know anything about Black Panther, you know that like Shuri becomes Black Panther after a little bit anyway. Like, she's been Black Panther a couple times already. It's just like the whole thing past getting T'Challa just being gone. That's
yeah.
I think that's all our like irritation for it. And right,
like if
like the
killing him from a sickness doesn't really make any sense after like so the first time we're gonna see him after the blip, other than what if is gonna be him dying from an illness. We're never gonna actually see him, obviously, but like he's just gonna come back from the blip. We haven't seen him, and then he dies.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be well. That's what I mean.
That part of it's gonna be.
I hope it's good though. Like I want it to be good.
I'm sure it will be because they're introduced like we're gonna get Ironheart, who's gonna be like one of the heroes of the movie. Obviously, we're gonna get Namor, who like is a big bad, or at least starts out as one. So like we'll probably get some good. They usually do well with their villains. We'll see if they don't kill him in this movie like they did with Gore from the last movie.
They need to stop killing fucking villains. Like that's why the first Black Panther they killed Claw. Like if they were gonna have any like before like Chad died, like if they were gonna do a series. Like keep making Black Panther movies. It's like, bro, like you can't kill the nigga's biggest villain, like his arch nemesis. Why would you kill Claw?
Dog, you could have had Gore be like main villain of like not the entire phase, but of like 3 or 4 separate movies. Like, and they killed him. Like that shit don't make no sense.
I don't know, man, but I don't know. Hey, I hope the shit's good. We'll probably I think we get the trailer next week, so
we'll see. When does it's supposed to come out in November, right?
Yeah, November.
Yeah, we'll probably August.
That's the last MCU for the year, right?
Yeah.
And then
I think we're getting one more show because what is it? Secret Wars? Not Secret Wars. Is that the name of Sam stuff?
I thought we're getting the Guardians holiday special and She-Hulk. I thought that was the last year for the year.
That's it. She-Hulk. I forgot She-Hulk was coming out. Yeah, those will be the last two.
August 17th.
Yeah, we'll see. Reading that plot doesn't excite me. We'll see what the trailer looks like though. They're like, oh, we got Riri, so we got one extra black character. Let's make sure we bring her in with the niggas. Can't introduce her enough. Why can't she have her own show? Isn't Ironheart getting a show though?
Yeah, she's getting a show. I think this should be her introduction.
That's another reason why giving Miss Marvel a show doesn't really make any sense.
You gotta introduce them somehow. Honestly, but you think about it, like this is if you get like 6 episodes for like 30 to 40 minutes a piece, this is just a longer movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. Like the movie introduces the character, you see her background, you see how she gets her powers. Most Marvel introductory movies when they introduce a new character, you see how they get their powers, and then like the end is like a showdown, like a mirror match kind of. So they fight somebody with similar powers to themselves, kind of like how Black Panther's first movie.
Yeah, but I feel like that makes sense for a lot more of it makes sense for all the other characters who had like a much more established, like even if it's not comic book only, but like a much more established background. Like even if you didn't know Thor, you knew what Thor was, you knew what Iron Man was, you knew Black Panther, you knew Hulk.
She's clearly like the newest person that like a lot like unless like you played the Avengers game or read comics, you probably wouldn't know who the fuck this is.
Yeah, and if we read you played the Avengers game, which is how I knew Miss Marvel. Her mom was dead. Her dad was a single parent. Like her powers were different. Like this is a completely different character than that.
Was her mom dead in the game?
I'm pretty sure they mentioned her dad being a single dad. That it was also a plot for like 5 minutes in the game. So I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure her mom was
her dad until like the end.
Yeah,
or like he might just say something, or they say something about her family.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was dope though. That was a dope introduction. She was the star of that game, man. Honestly.
Yeah, clearly it was her game.
That shit was fire
until it wasn't.
Yeah, sure.
That game ended up sucking.
I don't think it's a bad game. I think they just got greedy with microtransactions in the marketplace.
It's not a bad game and it's funny. I'm about to say this, and I think when I just looked, I think I played 60 hours or something like that, or like 40 hours. It's not a bad game if you play it for like 20 hours. Like if you get through the main plot and like play some of the side stuff, it's fun. But everything, like all the enemies end up being the same. The levels were the same. Like so much of that stuff was the same. That was like, this is not fun.
Yeah, it's like one of those games where like you just chill and play with your homies, whatever. Try to get new shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just kill time, whatever. Just play with them.
I remember being hyped for the Black Panther one. We played that shit once.
I did fuck with that, dog. Because like I wanted to get all the damn suits with them, but like, dog, that marketplace is just so fucked up, man. You can't get cool outfits with them.
It's still baffling to me how companies that do microtransactions. I guess the goal is for you to spend money and not earn them, and that's the point. But like, I'm not going to keep playing the game if the only way for me to get stuff is to buy it, because then I don't even feel rewarded for playing. Like,
like dog, I don't want to spend $10 on one fucking costume.
I'm gonna spend $10 on one costume, and then That's all it is a costume. There's nothing else like about it other than cosmetics. So, but then I'm gonna play all the same missions for that $10. Like I'm not getting no extra nothing at all.
Or like if I spend the 10 on this one costume, and then I feel like, oh well, you have 3 of 47 costumes, and all of them kind of look similar to the ones that like I spent $10 on, but nigga just got a red collar instead of a black collar on this shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you just feel cheated. But I don't know. Hey man, fuck Square Enix. You'll pay for your sins. They know what they did wrong, but
They do. Fuck them.
But shit, man. Episode 65 out of the way. Shout out to Blake. He had to get up out of here a little early.
Them dogs over there kicking his ass. I want people to watch the video so they can see why Blake be getting bullied. Them dogs is big as fuck. They be coming up on putting their head on their shoulder and shit.
Next week, I will check my availability. I'm gonna tap in for sure with you guys next Friday.
All right, Jamal will be traveling. Please don't do what you did the last time you were traveling and get on from the fucking beach on your phone where we couldn't hear you.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Take your iPad with you, so.
Yes, sir. I will be. I'm gonna put my iPad with me. It's record on that or something. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you guys. And hopefully, at least Thursday we can get something good from San Diego Comic Con, or at least Thursday and Friday, so we can talk about that a little bit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But hey, man, shout out to us. 65 of them things. Dog, we 10 episodes from 75. That's a quarter century, bro.
It is. We got to do something special.
Faster than you think.
It does. It don't feel like, and if we're probably more than 100 episodes in when because you and you did the all the Monday night shows during the football season.
I forgot about that. Yeah, dog. Yeah. Hey, bro, they add up, man. And then we gotta get some more guests on here. I want to talk to some more people.
We can talk about that offline because I got an idea for that.
Yeah, I was talking to some of our friends from the multiverse. They was talking about they on that last episode. They was like, they trying to do something. So, but hey man, thank you for tuning in, watching, listening, subscribe, like, share. Critically Unfocused episode 65,
and download, and even if you don't listen, just download the episode. You can find us later.
Play shit while you sleep. Just turn the volume all the way down so you don't hear it. Do all that. We need a streaming farm.
Delete it and download it again too.
Exactly. If I see you streaming it over and over, we will.
Don't say we, you.
Thank you personally.
Okay. And Jamal will reach out.
I will reach out. Oh, and if we got any LA listeners, I'll be out there, man. Hit me up on the socials, man. JShakur22, you know what it is. If you're a woman listener and you are semi-attractive, hey, hit me up. I'm gonna be out there. So it is what it is.
Jamal's levels of semi-attractive are also varying, so just hit him up if you're there.
Yeah, no. Hey, hit me. All right, then.
We out. Peace.